All right, let's take a look here. Like I was visiting twice. Welcome, welcome.
A lot can happen in 24 hours. Just ask.
All right, let me just get my thoughts together here. So basically, let's take a look at the dailies. Let's start with the daily over here on GG and let's see what's going on. At the same time, I want to bring up gold as well because I think we're still moving up in gold. Some background noise. Gotta turn the background noise down. Okay. All right. Let's do fresh analysis on GPJPY. Let's start with the daily. Going off with the daily, we are now approaching 136, the highs of 136. We've broken past 135. These are the areas which we plotted out yesterday, right? This is the areas we plotted out yesterday. We have 135, 135, 400, 500, 135, 600. We're moving up now. Yeah, TradingView is still not amazing here. I still can't use TradingView to its full extent, really. All right, let's take a look at this chart here. This is a GJ 15 minute creative support. Buys once 30-minute breaks the high to continue bullish. Yes, that's exactly what I'm looking at right now. Right? If it breaks the high right over here, then it would make perfect sense. Let's look at your JPY. Your JPY, ooh, bullish candle forming as support. Previous support, clear traffic, buy entered on the. Yeah, I think you can make it. I think this can continue moving up if the 30 minutes breaking the previous high. There's a higher probability. There's a high probability that could work out. Let's take a look at your JPY here as well. All right. Could you please go over your analysis again? The stream was laggy and didn't understand anything. Oh well, it is what it is. So looking at Euro JPY, the only thing I'd be looking at is that maybe this candle closed with a lower body, like a smaller body. So maybe it would have like a smaller volume, right? So for it to continue moving up, you'll have to look for confirmations on the 15 minute. And if you go to the 15 minute is at this minor resistance. So you'll have to make sure, the 15-minute candle crosses this minor resistance. Like if you're still going to be in the buy, you'd want to make sure that price does go above, 121,600. Because if it goes above 121,600, then there's a high chance for the 30-minute candle to overall, maybe fulfill this whole clean candle here to the left. So it's going to have an easier time. But if the 15-minute closes below 121,600, then you'll have to be cautious about, okay, how are you going to manage your risk if it starts rejecting this minor resistance? In this situation, would you say it's better to wait for a candle close in GG instead of a possible impulse entry once it breaks the 130-minute? Yeah, I would say wait for a candle to close above, or what you can maybe see is that if price starts coming back down towards 135,630, then it might create some sort of a support here to continue moving up because essentially overnight we made a high, right? That's what happened. Overnight we made a high, so I mean, if it comes down to create a support would mean that there's enough volume in the market to, continue price moving bullish. I held a very nice trade overnight. It went up to like 44, 45 pips. I was very pleased with that. Man, I think like even 7 months ago, 8 months ago, I could never ever hold positions for like, 40 pips, 50 pips. I would always let like a smaller one run, like a point one, I let a point one run, point five run, small ones, right? But then I think since 2020 started, since I had a lot of time on my hands, I've been letting the whole positions run and they've been paying off a lot. This has happened after, 4 years of me trading, 4 years of me like closing positions early and, like letting tiny, tiny runners run. But I think all that time just created that confidence. Because once you have that confidence in you, then you're like, okay, you know what? I'm up for a week or for the day. I might want to risk a portion of that and let the rest run to see what happens. So I guess it just comes with time. It honestly just comes with time. Could you critique my trade on how I could have possibly maximized profits? Let's take a look here. So took an entry as soon as the high was broken over here. Partial TP at 8 pips. Yeah, I think it's good. I think if you would have had a stop at break even here, like, then you would have been taken out at break even. So yeah, it's pretty good. I think some people think that putting stops at break even is like putting the whole position at break even. No, you're letting like a tiny position at break even. I would place stop loss under the bearish 30-minute candle, right? But how would you place your partial stop loss? I think thinking about partial stop loss at this point is actually complicating things. Because if, let's say, the 30-minute didn't break the low and broke the high, then you would have placed a stop below the 30-minute candle. Partial stop, there's no way to put a partial stop here at this point. But obviously it's not heading up, it's coming down. The candles are bearish, so for buyers, I think you'll have to wait. Let's take a look at this chart. Ooh, Euro CAD. Broke resistance. Retest. Okay. Early entry for a better price right over here. For us still bearish. Stop loss above. Okay. So it's good. What happened with this? Like, did you secure some, partial profits? Did you get stopped out at break even? What happens if you extend this here to the left? It seems like this is some sort of an area of like, rejection. So yeah. Saw your trades for Asian session. How can I close the portion of the trade like you did? I can't find the option on MT4. See, now that's the problem. On MT4, MT4 is an old platform. On MT4, it's harder to close the partial position. If you, let's say, if you have a 5 lot running, on MT4, and if you want to close, let's say if you have a 5 lot, right? And out of the 5 lot, if you close 2.5, so 2.5 will show as 2.5, and then the rest of the 2.5 will show as a separate position 2.5 closed on MT4. This is what's going to happen. If you use MT5, let's say, right? You use MT5 and you have a 5 lot running, you close 2.5, what's going to show is it's going to show 2.5 out of 5. This is what's going to show on MT5. And then when you're going to close your second 2.5, which is going to be open, then on MT5 it's going to show you full 5 lot closed. So this is the difference between MT4 and MT5. In MT5 it consolidates your whole position. In MT4 it breaks it down into 2 separate positions. So people who don't know about MT5, that's what MT5 is. I think majority still use MT4, and I don't know why, man. Like, get with the program. MT5 is much more robust. Like, MT5 is awesome.
I know, man. I love it.
Yeah.
It's like, why wouldn't you not upgrade to the newest version?
Yeah, exactly. What do you think, Raja? My trade after 5 months with you. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this chart. This is, ooh, wow, look at that. So many labeling here. Price clear support, entry when candle breaks. Oh, entry was right over here. Secure 50% and 10 pips. Put stops at break even. Yeah, awesome. Got stopped out at break even when price came down to do a retest. It's pretty good. So I think when these things happen, you have to think about you have to think about how you have taken a second entry, right? So if you look over here, I think a lot of people they ask me this question too, how could I have taken a second entry? So if you were looking at let's say we were looking at the 15 minute, right? We're looking at the 15 minute. This candle went up. Some people took buys here, anticipating price is going to go up. So this candle closed bearish. I think this candle closing bearish was an indication that maybe price may go bearish because the candle is closing bearish. Obviously, it's not that hard. The next one came down, and then I think when this candle closed bullish on the 30-minute chart, this was some sort of a confirmation that on the higher time frame we might be doing a retest at 135,400. Because if you look at the 135,400 level, 135,400 was a level which was rejected in the Asian session. Like at Asian open, price went up and it rejected it and came back down, right? So maybe this was a retest. So once this happened, then it was all based on your trust. Like how much trust are you putting in your analysis that price will continue moving bullish? So then the 1 hour also went up. So I guess this second entry could have been that if the 1 hour broke the high of the previous 1 hour, and at that point you could have had your stop below the previous 1 hour candle. So this would have been impulse entry. This is what we're going to talk about on Saturday as well on the webinar we're having. I still have Forex family commission discount on MT4, but can't migrate it to MT5. Oh yeah, yeah. You'll have to let go of that discount. um, okay, so where's my okay? Let's take a look at the pre-markets here. So, in terms of news, no news. We have unemployment claims. It's about they're expecting 1.3 million. I think it's going to be less. I think they'll show less than that. So let's see what happens here. Dollar may continue going up with this news. So let's see what happens. Gold is also now starting to range on the 4-hour time frame. You see here, gold is ranging between 1815 and around in like 1804, 1806. This is the range gold is in right now. This is what gold does best, ranges after big moves. How can I join the webinar on Saturday? Young Bravo Legacy. I don't think there's any sort of legacy over there. I mean, it's all in the description of this stream. And it's advanced concepts as well. So, I mean, if you can't find the thing in description, I think learning about some advanced concepts is going to get pretty hard. So I think sticking to basics at first is important. Let's check out this chart over here. If price is not reached this level, then price created support is still good signal to take buy, or we should ignore it. Yes, because the thing is, if you're waiting for price to create some sort of a support, the support can be created somewhere over here, somewhere over here, somewhere over here. We don't know. We don't know that unless the support is created. And this is also an important area, 135,640, because if price starts closing below 135,640, then this move up could be a fake out and we may continue moving down. That's the whole thing. But if we create a support over here, then there's a very high chance we may continue moving up. So that's the beauty of waiting now. Just waiting. Let's take a look at this chart here. This is 4-hour resistance from June, 136. Price in strong uptrend. Strong resistance turned support. Okay, so you have zone here. Price may retrace buys. Yeah, same thing. I'm looking for the same thing over here, creating some sort of support to go up. So let's see what happens. How come Roger's being so honest doing a live stream? I'm always honest. Let's take a look at this here. This is clean break from range, took TPs, consolidating SN50, waiting for breakup, want to sell back into the range, waiting for support to form to take it to 136. That's true. That's a great idea. All right, looks like the battery is done. What do you think about this execution? What would you have done differently? What would I have done differently? Let's take a look at here. So somebody sent sells on GPJPY. Let's take a look at the selling idea. Selling idea is below this range. I think it's good. I think it's good. Under 135, 640. I think it's a good idea. So there's a lot of waiting involved right now. 30-minute close above resistance. 30-minute waited for price to break above this wick. Stop loss. Oh, nice. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Just waiting here. Have done any past tense. Have don't what? Oh, have don't anything yet. Let's take a look at this chart here. Let's assume this candle closed bearish, and if the next candle broke the previous bearish candle high, is it good to take the impulse trade? Yeah, I mean it would be, but we have to see what happens. Like we can anticipate a lot of things. We can visualize a lot of million different things, like infinite amount of different things. So we'll have to wait and see what the next candle does. I think even if it breaks the previous 15-minute high, we could probably do some execution, but we'll have to wait. When my brother wakes up, his first words are "Morning, morning, welcome everybody." I think he's welcoming everyone to another level of Jumanji. Every new day is like Jumanji. Um, can I join market fluidity? Yeah, sure. Sent chart with wrong info, had 4 hours resistance, but could you take a look at my thoughts? Let's take a look at your thinking here. This is, candles creating support, cannot break down, okay. This candle broke minor support and closed below. Now looking for price to come back down to retest the support. Yeah, looks good. Kind of like the same thing I'm looking for. Gold is also coming down to this bottom of the range over here. So nice. I didn't have an option to change my address. So hope you had some momentum mangoes. No, no mangoes today. We ran out of mangoes and the store also ran out of mangoes. AUD USD, waiting for the retest of the last lower high, sell here after the retest. Yeah, that's good. I think at this point you should also start looking to see how would you take a sell if price broke support, How would you or sell after kind of broke the support? Okay, yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. What's so special about the Saturday webinar? Well, the Saturday webinar, we're going to talk about how to add positions to winning trades. It's a refresher webinar. We do refresher webinars with our groups every 2 weeks, mostly our simulation session. So this one is going to be like a full-fledged presentation webinar on how to add positions to winning trades. I think we all know about how to close positions early, but adding positions, that's something different, you know. So we do a lot of stuff for free for the community here. So this one's it's going to cost you like $30, you know. It's like whatever. Um, Do we have to pay for the? No, no, no. If you are in the market fluidity or if you are in the Forex family, you don't have to pay for anything. Like if you're once you're in the groups, everything we do in future, past, present, it's all free for you. So thanks for being who you are. Keep up the good work. My first week in profit. Oh, nice. Since trading real money, thanks to your tips, I wish I could found you in Forex family earlier. Nice, man. It's pretty good. So what I'm thinking is hopefully we can get scammed into a trade. Uh, oh yes, and that will not be uploaded to the Market Fluidity digital drive. The digital drive has been discontinued if you read the description. So yeah, I think you should do paid webinar every month. No, no, it's too much. Can you make the recording available for us to cache? How can I? All right, the 30-minute candle has closed. It has closed bearish above 135,640, so still kind of waiting over here. Hello guys, I want to open an account in VantageFX. Do you think which one is more recommended, ECN Islamic or ECN Swap Free? I think ECN Swap Free is much better. Go with ECN Swap Free. Can one get banned from Forex family because of trading a synthetic derivative for having intercourse with a robot alien? I think it can still work if your derivatives are coincided with the confluences provided with the robot during its testing phase. So I think it can still work in that aspects of trading consistently. How often do you go live? You go live Monday to Friday, man. That was some Elon Musk shit in the gulag. 30-minute close at support when the 15-minute breaks the high could be a good trade or risky. Yeah, that's something I'm looking at right now. I mean, if it forms a support, I think it can still continue moving up, but I guess we'll need a support forming on the 30 minutes. So let's see how this candle closes and goes. Can you please let me know the name of the background music track? Yeah, the background music track is copyrighted. Oh, your JPY didn't really move up over here. The 30-minute also closed below that support resistance. Hasn't support formed on the 30-minute, or do you mean a bullish candle? Well, there's no support formed on the 30-minute because the candles are still, this candle is bearish, this candle is open, there's no support formed yet. We're still above 135,630. So if there's no support formed, we can't take a buy, right? So you need a support form. The support is going to be formed when you see a candle closing bullish. Okay, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is GJ. Even if the candle go this way, it still count as long, right? Because it hasn't broken the bullish structure. Yes. So 135, 400 and 135, 640, 630. These are strong levels here. But if price closes below 135, 640, then you'll have some sort of opportunity to ride price back down to 135, 400. So that could be a nice sell opportunity, if we close below this area. I mean, if you get confirmations, it could still work. If a pullback has a small range, is it better to trade the break of the pullback high? Yes, it's better to trade the break of the pullback high. That's true. Do you think gold will continue going up or will it retrace after the breaking the range? Let's take a look here. This is gold. You're looking for sells below that support. Yeah, I think you can get those sells below support because that's a very, very strong support. This area 1806, 1805 is a very, very strong support. So if you break this, I think you have an opportunity coming down to 1799 or even down to 1796. So that could still happen. What's this? If no support forms, then price breaks previous support, which is still short. At this point, I'm not sure, right? Because if I do sell once it breaks the support, I'd want the candle to close first. Because price can break down and then pull right back up and close above support. So that's going to be a problem. So I'd want price to, if it breaks down, I'd want to see how it's going to close because closing of a candle is going to be much more important. When you don't wait for candles to close, like how many times have you entered a position and you haven't waited for the candle to close and the candle has just closed below resistance or above support and you're like, oh man, like, took a bad entry. So always wait for candles to close. This happens a lot of times, so many times. Prices at support, it's breaking support, you enter a sell and pulls right back up. So it's very important. So you gotta wait. Look at this 15 minutes. This 15-minute candle is about to close right now. 1 hour candles also, 1 hour candle is open, right? So 15 minutes about to close. Now the thing is, if this 15-minute candle breaks the high of the previous 15-minute candle and someone executes a buy, your stop is going to be around 10, 11 pips, but that's going to be an aggressive entry. One, because it's on a 15-minute time frame confirmation. Second, that now this entry is going to be in this consolidation area. So a better, stronger confirmation is going to be if you can get a 30-minute candle closing bullish. That's going to be a much stronger confirmation. How would you describe your operative compared to classical supply demand, say a Sam Seed and Alfonso Moreno style? I don't know who those people are, but I would describe my style as reading candles, basically where candles are forming support resistances, looking at clean ranges, because I believe if you can look at a clean range, you can have a clean move, and that's your trade right there. Nice, the gulag is evolving. Beautiful, I like it. Hey, I'm viewing from the phone. Can't send a chart. I'm looking at EJ on the 30-minute. Do you agree that support has formed at 121.50? Yes. Yes. And if we break above 121.600, it should continue higher. How do you decide what entry you want to take? The first thing about deciding an entry is basically identifying where your stop loss is going to be, right? So if you have this let's say 30-minute candle is closing bullish, then obviously the stop loss is going to be below this candle because you want the next candles to make higher highs and higher lows. So that's going to be pretty good. Hey, quick question. On the higher time frame, if the bias is a buy, could we look for sells in the lower time frame? Yes. Yes, you can. Because if the higher time frame, the 4 hour and the daily is bullish, right? On the smaller time frame, you can look for sells. I mean, if price breaks below 135,640, then we're in this range, and then if we're forming a minor resistance below 135,640, then there's a very high probability price may continue down in this 21 pip range. So yes, you can look for sells in lower time frame if the opportunity comes in that way. Would that webinar be available as recorded? Oh, yes. Do you ever use 5-minute time frame to decide entry? No. Why and how did you realize that 10 pips is all you need every day? Okay, so this is a very interesting story, like how I came to the point of closing just 10 pips, right? So when I first started trading, my mentor Ted, he was grabbing like 10 pips, and he was like, "Oh yeah, 10 pips are awesome." I'm like, "Okay, perfect." So I did that because I this was my first time into trading, and I didn't know any better. So I was like, "Okay, maybe 10 pips is the industry standard." So I started doing 10 pips, and it was working for a while, and then I started learning new things, and started doing like swing trades, and started losing swing trades. And then at that point, I grew a little bit mature in the market. I started to look at things more from an objective sense of point. So I started to look at all my swing trades, and what would happen was that most of my swing trades will go in profits. They'll go in profits for about like 15 pips, 20 pips, and then almost all the time they will come back and hit me at break even, and like even in the loss. And I know this happens to a lot of people. You do like a swing trade, you see profits for the first 10 15 pips, and then the price comes back the opposite way. So I started to look at that. I'm like, wait a minute, well, if I'm losing all these trades, and if my positions are going in profits at least 10 15 pips, this means I can successfully secure 10 15 pips 100% of the time, and leave a runner running. I can do that. That's what I came to the conclusion of. I'm like, okay, perfect. You know what? This makes perfect sense. So then I started to do that again. I started to secure 10, 15 pips, and I started to leave runners running. And what I noticed with runners was that if I would leave 20 runners run, out of those 20, only maybe two would run into like 50 or 100 pips. Maybe two, or maybe like three or four, but not all of them. Like most of them will always stop me out at break even. You know, so it's pretty important to secure profits when you see fit. That's very important. Happens to a lot of people, man. So the 15 minute is coming up right now. It's I'm not going to take this trade actually because I already had buys overnight, and I'm good. I'm not going to risk anything. Are we looking for sell entry? Oh boy, oh boy. Good morning. Do you always take two trades at the same time while we take 10 pips and leave the runner running? Yes. So basically, there's been a lot of controversy that, like trades are being manipulated and people don't use MT5. That's why they think that. So let's say if I open let's say a 5 lot, or a 10 lot, I'm gonna leave one lot running, or I'm gonna leave like 0.5 running as a runner. But if I have two positions open, let's say if I have two 5 lots open, or let's say I have three positions open, then I'm going to leave a full one position running sometimes. Which you see they get stopped out and small profits and whatnot. So, or even like tiny losses, sometimes they get stopped out. So the 15-minute candle is about to close over here. Where would you look for entries in this case for GJ? If I was trading this, I would look to buying once it breaks the high on the 15-minute. Right here. Once it breaks the high, then I would be looking to take a buy for price to continue moving up. But I'm not taking this trade. I already took my trades for the morning. How many trades how many times you trade in a day? Probably like twice, maybe 3 times. That's it. Oh, we're breaking the high over here. We are breaking the high. So whenever price is moving like this, you're always looking to see where your stop is going to be. So maybe your stop is going to be like below this candle around 10 11 pips. This could your stop be right over there, 10 11 pips, and then you're anticipating the pre-New York volume to break above 135,800, because if you're going to take this entry, you have to realize that there's this consolidation minor resistance area. Even though we're doing a retest, there's this minor resistance area, so you're always looking at your potential downside. That's really, really important. Even though this can move up, but you're always, always thinking about your downside. What's going to be your downside? So, yeah, it's very important, I think. GJ 15-minute, Wick fill TP. Oh, I think that's a very good entry. That's a very good entry. Oh, wow, look at that rejection. Man, this is where I'd be closing at least 50%, because now it's closing a weak bullish candle. See that? Even if you entered at the top here, this is now closing a weak bullish candle. This is where I'd be closing 50%. Or some people who are waiting for 30 minutes to close, you're waiting for the 30 minute to close, basically. So yeah, that candle said, no, sir, not right now. Yeah, see now that's a weak bullish candle. The 15-minute candle closed bullish. It broke the high of the previous one, but it closed as a weak bullish candle. Weak bullish candles mean that there's less volume for price to go where you want it to go. That's basically what they mean. So when candles close like this, a weak bullish candle, the probability of the next candle going up, it decreases a little bit. If this candle closed like a stronger one, let's say if it closed over here like 135, 740, 739, then you would say, okay, you know what, man, this candle has a lot of volume going up, and this is a strong bullish candle, and there's a high probability for the next candle to go up. That's what it basically means. Do I take entry now or wait till candle close? That's up to you, Sharon Tang. That's all up to you what you want to do. Let's take a look at this chart here. Since the higher SMA shifted down on overlap on the high time frame, we can expect strong uptrend. Yeah, I think the strong uptrend started like a couple days ago. It's still continuing right now. Could we see the daily wick fill? Probably in the coming days, not, I don't know, today. It has already moved a lot. Like this thing has moved around like 66 pips. It can still move more, but the daily wick fill, I think maybe in a couple days. Are you still in your Asia trade, or did you take full profit? I'm in from 135, 378. Oh, nice, 378. Yeah, I took profits. I took profits around 859, 858. I woke up at like 6 and then I took profits over there. Which time frame do you suggest to concentrate on? I would say concentrate on the 30-minute time frame. The 30-minute, 15 minutes is also good, but it's kind of like a week confirmation time frame. The 30 minutes is also pretty good. How'd you get that logo watermark on the chart? It's a streaming software. So your JPY is still ranging. Let's take a look at US 30 over here. US 30 is also in like a little bit of a range. Let's remove everything. Let's go to the daily. Oh wow, man. Daily is in a jeopardy over here. We're creating a resistance on the 4-hour around 26,100. We're approaching some sort of a support down here. Yep. we're in a range here. Um, are you in on any trades? No. I'm in no trades so far, and what it looks like right now is that the buys are looking extremely slim right now. Extremely slim. Because now it's important to wait for the 30-minute candle to close. So if I would be in this trade, I would be looking to close my trades if I took buys up over here. Because now I just say, okay, well, Raja Banks, time to wait for the 30-minute to close. On GJ, assuming the 15-minute candle closed as strong bullish candle, would you have entered immediately or above resistance? I think I would have entered immediately if the 15-minute candle closed a strong bullish candle. But it didn't close as a strong bullish candle. It closed the way it did, so we're just gonna focus on that. I want to thank you for all your free information. You have helped me grow my account within my first 2 months. Wow. That's amazing. That's actually very amazing. Besides GJ, which other pair would you suggest to concentrate for someone who is trying to master the charts? I would say Euro JPY is pretty good. If you're really new, I think USD JPY would be much better because it moves slow. It's slower. It's more user friendly, I'd say. Morning, Raja. Did you ever take courses? Yes, I took one course in my life. That was Uncle Ted course. Uncle Ted had a webinar, and that was the only course, only person I paid money to learn from. And here we are. Don't just blindly follow, learn, and open your own trades and sessions. Best way to learn. Yes, Mr. McKinney said it right. So a lot of people come over here to just copy trades, look for copying ideas. That's not why we're here. We're here to predict the markets. We're here to speculate. I think most of the times you should not be in a trade. Most of the times you should be anticipating moves without taking trades. Because if you can anticipate moves without taking trades, what that's going to do is that's going to build your confidence in your future trades, right? But if you're taking entries and anticipating at the same time while you're learning and starting fresh, and if those entries don't work most of the time, which is going to happen all the time, all the time, your entries won't work all the time. And then that's really going to hurt your ego, your confidence, your overall belief in trading. It's going to affect all of that. So it's really, really, really important to just speculate first, anticipate moves so that you can learn, and once you start learning, then you'll start executing later on. Crazy how many people don't take full advantage of demo accounts. The fact that you can learn with fake money before actually trading is amazing and helpful. Yes, that's actually true. Do you have my FX book for portfolio? No, I don't. Hey, Raja, what's your take on GJ and GU pairs correlation? GJ and GU, they are very slightly correlated in the London and New York overlap. And the whole reason why is because, in GU in New York, GU is affected by the pound and the US dollar, and GJ in New York and London overlap is affected by only the pound. So that's the whole problem there with so if you look at GU now, GU is forming this weird consolidation thing over here, right? Kind of like feels like it's doing a fake out. Yeah, it kind of feels like it's doing a fake out over here, right? We had resistance, price broke up, came down, this closed above resistance, this closed back in the range. This is kind of doing like a retest to continue moving down. So potential fake out. But on GPJPY, it just seems like it's doing like a retest or something. So that's why it's different. I lost $200 starting out. Well, Powder 351, I lost $200 when I started out too. I deposited 200 and I lost it in 2 weeks. That was back in April 2016. Is Nino that's no Nino was a multi-level marketer. That's what Nino was. He was running a multi-level marketing, um, faking that he's teaching people how to trade, but he was promoting an illegal scam called binary options. And a lot of people, they got sucked into it thinking it was the real deal. And that's how scams work. You get sucked into it thinking it's the real deal. And then later you realize that this isn't the real deal. This is all fake. So, yeah, that's
That
what
is true.
yeah,
That is true.
that's what multi-level marketers, that's how they work.
Yeah. He still uses me as a prop, though.
Well, you're pretty successful, so probably that's why.
Yeah. Mind you, he hides from me all the time, but that's okay. Why wouldn't you want to see your most successful person, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't hide from me. I don't hide from you.
Wick fill to 10 pips, JPY, candle closing bearish, resistance formed. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. It's a great idea. This candle's closing bearish, and it has the potential to continue moving up, moving down. So that's good. So now you'll have to just focus on the 15 minutes, how they also, start rejecting the minor resistance. What's your biggest drawdown? How do you manage your trading mentally and technically? Well, you just focus on 1 or 2 trades, basically. If you focus on less, here's the thing about trading, right? Trading is all about responsibility. If you're taking a lot of trades, then you're going to have a lot of responsibilities, right? And when you have a lot of responsibilities, you're going to get overwhelmed by those responsibilities. You're not going to know what responsibility to take care of first. You're going to get anxiety, you're going to be under pressure, under tension, under stress. Man, that's just so bad. But when you have only 2 responsibilities in a day, let's say you only have 2 chores to do in a day, you're like, okay, yeah, perfect, piece of cake, I can do that. But if you have only 2 trades to take in a day, you'll be like, oh, 2 trades, perfect, I can do that, no problem. But if you have 10 trades to take in a day, man, oh man, now your responsibilities start getting way bigger, and it's just going to be super bad. How did you learn to understand fundamentals well? I don't understand fundamentals well at all. I don't understand fundamentals well at all. I understand technical analysis. I think my reading on technical analysis is actually pretty good. That's something I can boast about. But fundamentals, I just know the basics. That's about it. I mean, I'm looking at the unemployment numbers here, which are going to be here soon, and they're expecting them to be low, and I think they're going to be lower because slowly they're like the entire U.S. is open, man. Like there's nothing closed in the U.S. Everything is open, so I think these numbers are going to be much lower than what they're anticipating here. All right.
Oh, I got stopped out on GJ.
Ooh, you had a buy?
Yeah, I had a pretty good entry. I showed the chart with the wick fill.
Oh, nice. Okay, let's take a look here. How far to look left in the 4 hour? Yeah, so 4 hour, this is the zone here. So basically, price, what's happening here is that we made a resistance. If this area gets respected as support, we made a high over here as well. So then there's a high probability we may continue heading up. First to 185, 135, 800, and then continuing to 135, 900, and maybe to 136. So we'll have to wait to see what happens here. This 30-minute candle is about to close in 2 minutes. To me, it's good to watch every session live stream from Trading Paul to Monty to Raja, and you can learn good points from the way they trade differently. I think, man, these live streams are amazing because every live stream is completely different. Than the other live streams. Every live stream is independently completely different. There are a lot of topics discussed, different topics, different ways to trade. Unlimited amount of setups are shown in the live streams, and I think it's extremely nice. Please talk about 1 minute, 5-minute candles to enter. I think it's pretty, I don't know. When you gonna get 6ix9ine on the live stream? Well, 6ix9ine sent me a CD. So I think it's probably gonna message him and see if he's available. I know he's moving home, so might be busy these days. Wix9. Yeah, so see this new 15-minute candle, it broke the previous 15-minute candle low, so just waiting right now. Would be a good idea to enter if the 30-minute candle closed bullish but having 1 hour bearish. I mean, it'll depend, like you'll need the 30-minute candle to close a strong bullish candle. Like right now, the way the 30-minute is closing, it's closing a weak bearish candle, so we'll have to wait. What made you take the trade last night? Because overall higher time frame was bullish, and we had a stronger resistance to break, and I knew if we're going to break that, we're going to continue moving up. Like this whole week, my bias has been bullish on GJ. There's only maybe 1 sell I've taken, but other than that, it's all been buys. Just buys. That's it. Simple. Okay, so the 30-minute candle closed. It closed a weak bearish candle. The new 30-minute candle has just started. The 15-minute candle also closed bearish, so I guess you'll need to see a candle closing bullish over here for price to continue moving up. So there's a lot of waiting here now. In general, if the high time frames are bearish and candles match the flow of the trend and lower time frame also bearish, would it be safe to take that trade as a buy? No, because what if, man, that's the gulag for you. If all candles are bearish, can we take buys? That was the question, basically. Does anyone know a good broker for US trader with 100 to 1 leverage? I think in the US, if you're looking for a good broker, 100 to 1 leverage, I don't know, maybe Forex.com, but their spreads are way too high. FX Choice spreads are way too high. Then there's Traders Domain. Their spreads are actually lower, and you get MT5. But don't over leverage. That's the whole thing. The only reason MT4 I think is getting outdated is because there's a lot of manipulation that you can do on MT4. And MT5 is so robust. What's this? Sells below 135,700. Target 426 pips. So you're in the trade now, or like what's going on? Do you use indicators? No. There's going to be a lot of waiting involved here today. We got your JPY now trying to break this minor resistance here again. This area, we're about to break this again here. 1 hour candle is going bullish. The 30-minute candle is going bullish. I think if it breaks the high of the previous 30-minute candle, because it's been consolidating here since the London Open, right? And London Open is a volume session. It's been consolidating. Now if it's trying to break the high, if it breaks the high, I think the volume in NY Open should continue pushing it bullish if it breaks the high. Because you look at the times, like what time is the volume there? So now it's broken the high over here, even though it's the first 2 minutes. I think it should continue up towards 121,700, I think. GPGPY is still stuck over here. I'm gonna buy now at the start of the close of the 30-minute. Oh, okay. Hey, Raja, if this 30-minute candle will close no wicks at the bottom and the body of the candle doesn't exceed, well, how can this candle close with no wick at the bottom when it has a wick at the bottom? I don't understand. Someone's thinking of a sell stop at 620. Yeah, it could work. I mean, a sell stop at 135, 620, it could work on the premise of that if this candle is breaking the low of the previous one, then it could continue moving bearish. How did you use leverage, or else you just trade with the amount you had? I just traded with the amount you have. Yeah, I just trade with the amount you have. My biggest problem was overtrading. My losses were also bigger than my profit. My other biggest problem was I wasn't closing my losses quickly enough. I was hoping. You taught me to be impatient. Yeah, that's true. I think it's very important. It's very important to be impatient with losses. I mean, whenever price goes in a drawdown, I start jittering, man. I start looking to see, oh, where can I get out of here? Mehran Nadeem is asking this one question like 6, 7 times, man. Wow. Why don't you use Trader's Domain? I do use Trader's Domain. I use Trader's Domain to get crypto payments in and out. I think it's pretty fast. It's pretty quick. The gaming society says something I wanted to say because then people will say he is using his friend's brokerage and they're manipulating. That's also one of the reasons.
Yeah, I mean, you've traded on it many times. I mean, it's just if you post something, it's going to be like, oh, well, I changed something for you. I did something. People think that there's some magical box that I can open to change things.
Hey, but people still say like I manipulate things.
Yeah, you're manipulating Vantage. Like, I mean, it's such a fallacy when it comes to those things. I mean, don't people realize there's audit requirements and things like that? I can't just make up numbers. You just can't do that because someone's going to come in and say, "Hey, can we review all your financials?" And it's not going to add up. Like you can't do that stuff. But I mean, that's the ignorance of the internet, right? But it's just really funny. But I don't know. Small minds talk about small things, right?
Yeah, small minds talk about small things. Scam mode activated. All right.
You know what I
trade.
found out funny was that story you posted about the Bitcoin exchange and the guy forgot his password. He died in India.
Oh, Quadriga.
Yeah, like he was doing everything through the laptop and he never shared the password to anyone.
Yeah, but that's a little different. That's a like an exchange where I mean I'm pretty sure he did, but I think there's a big conspiracy around that thing, anyways.
Yeah, he couldn't do all of that by himself. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I started everything you are teaching here and I finally can see it on the chart. Oh, nice. So this 15-minute candles now is coming up bullish, is rejecting that area, it's breaking the high over here. The 30-minute candle, oh man, if this, yeah, I think this is the candle that should continue moving it bullish. Because if this candle closes bullish, okay, it's broken the high over here, it's gonna continue on. Yeah, man, if someone took the buy there on the break of the high over there, I think you're good.
I got buys at 135, 670.
Man, you got stopped out first.
I got in again. Second try.
Do you think we will see a 4-hour wick fill? 4-hour wick fill. 4-hour candle hasn't closed yet, so it needs to close for the wick fill. So this 15-minute candle is about to close in 6 minutes. If it closes bullish, the next 15-minute will continue the 30-minute candle moving bullish. So that's pretty good. Um, do you guys know how to avoid spikes? No, there's no way how to avoid spikes. All right, let's take a look at this chart here. This chart is Euro USD ranging, wait for break. Okay, I think we're kind of like breaking up over here. Same like on Euro JPY. Clean range. Yeah, makes sense. I think you have the ability to maybe come up over here to 1.135, 1.13500. Yeah, over here. Love is always in trade after it's never. Oh, let's see here. You can do anything you want when you're sexy.
That's my answer to most people now.
Yeah.
TikTok.
TikTok has answers for everyone.
Yeah.
All right, so basically now we have this resistance kind of deal over here. This candle is about to close in 5 minutes. This is the close of the first 15-minute candle on the 30-minute candle. So if you go to the 30-minute chart, and if you want the 30-minute to continue moving bullish, you'd want the next 15-minute candle to continue moving bullish. So now if you're in this trade, and if your entries are somewhere above the high of this previous bearish candle, you're constantly looking to see that how are you going to manage your risk now? Like, let's say if you took entries over here and you are basically, your stop is basically, let's say somewhere down over here, you're looking to see that, okay, what if now price is now below my entry point? Do I want to close 50% and leave like a portion run? Because, you know, I'm taking a buy anticipating price to move up, right? So you're constantly looking at things in that aspect. So, you know, sometimes, you know, you close your entire position and then price goes your way to, so this happens to a lot of people, right? So now to really solve that problem, you're not closing the entire position. You're closing maybe like, let's say if you're really scared, you're closing majority of the position. Like let's say if you have, let's say a 0.5 lot running, you know, you're maybe closing 0.4 or 0.35 or zero point 0.3 and leaving the rest run. You know, because now when you're leaving the rest run, if price does come at your stop loss, you're not losing the entire thing. You're losing a portion of that. You know, so you're constantly thinking about how you're managing risk. The outcome is not in your hands. The outcome, if price goes up, it's awesome. You know, you win. But what you do know is you can control your risk. So, you know, I say it every day. You're controlling your risk at all times. Ted, I was asking because you said that in your webinars that if the 4-hour candle closed bullish, there are higher chances the next candle will also be closing bullish. Yes, so this 4-hour candle hasn't closed yet. This 4-hour candle is still open, right? So the previous one closed bullish and this one went up. You know, same as the previous one, same as the previous one, same as the previous one. So you have to wait for this to close. If you're trading the 4-hour candles, I think you have to wait an hour and a half more to wait for it to close.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you have to also let the next 4-hour candle set up, right? So, you know, when we look at previous candles, you can see just here on the 30-minute candles, there's usually a wick, right? So if we look at the characteristics of candles, you can see that there's usually a wick on each of those candles, right? So there hasn't been a candle here where we don't have a wick. So with that being said, on the 4-hour time frame, you know that the wick on the 4-hour candle may take a little bit longer to produce, right? So you might have 1 or 2 hours of candle movement that go the opposite direction. So if you wait for the 4-hour candle to close, you may have a huge pullback, which gets you in the drawdown instead of waiting for that candle to mature and form and then start to drive in the same direction. So it's also something to keep in mind. We see it happen faster on the 15 and 30-minute and hour candles, but the same thing happens on the 4-hour candle and the daily and the weekly and the monthly. It just takes longer for those candles to mature in that sense. And if you are looking at those ideas, that's the reason why we use multiple time frame analysis, because you're able to see that, hey, on a 4-hour candle, it's made up of 4 1-hour candles, or 12 15-minute candles, or sorry, 16 15-minute candles, things of that nature. So you can start to see where support is being created on a higher time frame using your smaller candles, right? So you're on a 4-hour time frame, you can see on the hour and the 15-minute where support can be being formed on a particular pair, and then you can anticipate the move up looking at your higher time frames to follow the same trend. That's the ultimate idea behind using multiple time frame analysis, is you look at your higher time frames to see the trend, and you look then into your smaller time frames to execute, knowing that you found the support on those smaller time frames which line up with the overall trend, right? If we're going bullish and we find we found support on a bearish trend on the smaller time frames, you know that chances are we're moving in the continuous trend of the higher time frames, which help you at that point.
All right, so we have the 15-minute candle closing right now. See this candle? Now it's closing very bullish, very super nice candle close. So now you have a much higher probability of the next candle continuing up. And then obviously then you'd want the 30-minute to continue up as well. So, that would work. EJ is moving better. Yes. EJ, once it broke above, it's just continuing now. I think GJ should also start continuing bullish here. Because if this 15-minute candle has closed, this is the first 15-minute candle of the 30-minute candle, and if it made a low over here, broke the high, then this is the low on the 30-minute candle formed. So for price to move bullish, you don't want this candle to break its own low at 135, 640. If it does, then the buys are going to be very, very risky, and they might not work out. I think Euro USD should also continue running up above this resistance. I've lost about 4,000 pounds to a scammer before. I was linked to expert, and Mrs. believes she helped me recover. Oh, nice. Ooh, wow, look at that move on GJ. GJ's not respecting anything today here. I think it already had that big move, and now it's thinking that, okay, maybe I'm just gonna struggle a little bit. What do you think? Is this a good trade or not? Let's take a look here. This is gold, 30-minute. You're taking a buy. You're expecting price to continue up to this point. I think you might have some issues in this area here. I also think that price made a low, so it might make a minor resistance to retest a low. Plus it's also in this range, so we'll have to wait and see. Let's take a look at gold here. Oh yeah, it is coming down to retest the low. What kind of manipulations happen on MT4? I just think MT4 is outdated. It's very outdated. I mean, yeah, it's just outdated. There's no support for MT4. I mean, if you're in a brokerage and something happens in the markets, and let's say if the broker is on fault, and if you like say, hey, like I want some compensation, they'd be like, well, there's no support for MT4. The support for MT5, but not for MT4. Oh wow, look at that. It's coming down hard. I guess this consolidation area is very strong on GJ. It doesn't want to break this consolidation. So that's why it's coming down here. People who are waiting for the 30-minute, they're safe right now. People who entered on 15-minute, I think this trade is not working out here. Why do you trade pre-NY instead of NY open? Um, because this is the free time I have to trade. That's why. The 15-minute low isn't broken yet on GJ. Yes, but at the same time, 15-minute is a weaker confirmation time frame. I mean, realistically, if I was looking for a trade, I would have executed once this 15-minute candle started, and once it started coming down, I would have closed like 50%, especially when it broke the 5-minute low over here. Because if you're executing on the 15-minute time frame, you're looking at the highs and lows broken on the smaller time frame, which is the 5-minute time frame, right? If you're executing on the 30-minute time frame, then you're looking for the highs and lows to be broken on the 15-minute time frame, and then you go on and on and on, right? It's a good idea to look for sell. I think it's a good idea to look for sell if you get a close below 135, 640. Then it's a good idea to look for sells. Why do you trade the smaller time frames? Would you rather let your money work for you by trading off of the daily? Yeah, I've tried that, and it doesn't match up with my personality. That's the whole thing. It doesn't match up with my personality. My personality is more about, like, I'm very impatient. I want to be in the trades and then completely out of the trades. That's what I want to do. So I think scalping, it works best. Plus, like, I know within, like, 10, 15 minutes if the trade is going to work out or not, and then I can, go about my day and come back the next day. So if you see this candle here, this candle didn't break its own low on the 30-minute, and now it's continuing on bullish here. The 15-minute is kind of like retracing back now a little bit. So that's pretty good. It's just ranging right now. Maybe late in the session we see it move. Yes, that's also true. Because we already had a big move, huge move up, and maybe it may start consolidating to move at NYC Open, when we end the stream. Because if it's not going to have volume in NY Open, then the next time of volume is going to be at NYC Open at like 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Oh, we're starting to get those Instagram bots on YouTube here. There's a bot. My first investment with expert Mrs. Isabella gave me a profit of $24,000. Huge. Will you enter the buy later? No, I'm done for the day. I had trades running overnight, and other than that, I'm not looking to take any more trades here today. What's during uni is one of the best time to learn trading. Yes, I agree with that. You have a lot of time. When you're in university, you have a lot of time, and then you can use that, put that time to good use. Would you give a trade a second chance if the 30-minute close above the previous high? Yes. Yes, I would. Because basically now it's just trying to consolidate at 135, 640. There's 6 minutes left for this candle to close. And if the 30-minute candle closes bullish, but a weak bullish candle, then the probability of the next one heading up becomes extremely low. Because you want a strong bullish candle, not like a weak, small bullish candle like this, small and fragile. Small and fragile bullish candle. People need to realize that MetaTrader 4 was released in 2005. So it's obviously going to be outdated and less efficient than MT5. That's exactly true. Do you have any rules? Do you on the pre-market data to use in the favor of your trade and market opening? No, not really. Because if I'm looking at the pre-market data, if this is the pre-market data, and if you look at the data is like negative 16 points, negative 42 points. This will affect the US 30. Not a lot, but a little bit. You can derive some sort of a bias from it. But if you're trading something like GPJPY or GPUSD or EURJPY or gold, it's not gonna like maybe change your bias on those pairs at all. Like I wouldn't really look at it in that case there. Took GJ buys, don't like how far it came down and drawdown, closed 50%, then closed full trade, done for the day. See, this is where people go wrong. If you're closing 50%, then there's no need to close the full trade. That's the whole point of closing a partial position. When you close the partial position, you're closing the partial position knowing that it may come and hit your stop, so you don't want to take the entire loss. So you're closing partial position, anticipating that maybe the rest of the position can continue moving bullish. I'm on the toilet and watching your stream. Oh, nice, man. Thank you, thank you. That is beautiful. Why is MetaTrader 4 Supreme Edition? Oh, what is MetaTrader 4 Supreme Edition? I think that's the MetaTrader 6. Let's take a look at this chart here. This is, if this candle closes with weak bullish candle, so we're looking for the next candle to break the high of the impulse trade. No. If it closes with a weak bullish candle, and if you're still looking for buys, I think you're entering buys with a lower risk. With a lower risk, because it will close like a weak bullish candle. Once it breaks the high of this candle, at that point you can add another position, keeping the stop loss below the current candle which will be forming at that time, if that makes sense. But we're going to go over that on Saturday anyway. I'm playing with the Glizzy while watching. Oh, looking forward to Saturday. It's going to be a good help. Yes, I think Saturday webinar is going to be extremely good, extremely beneficial to a lot of people. Wow, look at this. Look at GJ now showing its true face to continue bullish. Its true face is being shown right now. Man, oh man, oh man. I wonder how many people are in buys over here. Looks like your JPY is also continuing to go up over here. Ooh, look at that. We're coming up on your JPY as well. When I selling, it always go up. There was no sells, man. What? When I'm selling, it always go up. Because there was no, oh my God, man. We've been here for so long. Sells were only below 135. There was no confirmation to sell. No confirmation to sell. If you saw sells, this means everything you've learned is, I'm not going to say it's wrong, but I don't think it's being applied properly. I don't want to offend anyone today because I had a good trade and I don't want to jinx it. So I'm going to be very nice to everybody today. I just don't understand. There were no sells, man. There were no sells. Can I get more info on the Saturday webinar? Yeah, it's in the description. Um, sell, GJ going up. Yeah, man, this is gonna continue up. Wow, what a rejection from that support. Oh, someone's in a buy from 74. Do you think gold will hit 1825? I think it was a high in 2011. Yeah, it can. It can hit 1825. It can. Wow, your JPY is really coming up now. Ooh, spreads are killing you. Hey, how much is your spread over there on GJ? Oh, 4 pips on GJ. Wow, man. That is rest in peace, 100%.
That's crazy. I got 1.1.
Yeah, that's crazy. My spreads on GJ is like 1.1, 0.7, 0.9. Yeah, man, that's a lot of spread over there. 4 pips? Wow. All right, so we got a 30-minute candle closing here in 33. Because if you got a 4 pip spread, man, this is... Hold on. This is your spread right here. This rectangle. So if you're taking a buy at this point, your buy is being executed up over there. This is how spreads work. You know? So if you're... Yeah, so your buy is being executed way up over there. So yeah, that's how spreads work. If your spread is like this is a much better spread, you know? So there we go. The 30-minute candle closed bullish, 15-minute candle closed bullish. Yeah, look at that, man. Beautiful. Beautiful closes over here. I've never seen someone as perfect as expert Mrs. Melissa. Oh, nice. Do you think GJ will hit 136.580? Yeah, I think it's far, far away, 136.580, but I think a normal target will be like 135.840, something like that. Look at that 30-minute candle. See, the previous 30-minute candle closed bullish. This is the New York Open 30-minute candle, this one, right? And if you want this New York Open to have volume, you want this New York Open 30-minute candle to respect the low of the previous 30-minute candle and then continue moving bullish. That's what you want. You know, so I know some people, they took entries somewhere over here for buys, took buy entries over here. So now you're looking at the smaller time frames, right? You're looking at the 15-minute time frames now. You're looking to see that okay, so if your entry is right over here, you're making sure that this 15-minute candle closes bullish. If it closes bearish, even if it comes down till over here, then you're maybe taking out a portion of your position. You know, like 40%, 50%, or whatever. How do you calculate the exact timing of the candle close? Well, you look at the time. You know, if a 15-minute candle starts at 8 a.m. and you want to know when the 15-minute candle is going to close, it's going to close at 8:15, right? I'm pretty sure everyone knows that. If someone doesn't know that information, then I don't think trading is going to... I mean, what kind of question was that, man? How do you know such things? Yeah, this is some complicated advanced technology you had to buy to learn that. And also, I think the people who developed TradingView, they knew people are going to ask those questions. So what they did, they placed a timer here to the left-hand side. You see that? right end. So you see the timer? So it shows you actually there are 26 minutes left for the 30-minute candle to close. So there you go. Do you look at non-commercial institutions' net positions for an edge? Non-commercial institutions don't have their positions public, and I doubt that they look at the 30-minute or 15-minute time frames. I've never looked into that information actually. What's the best broker to use? The best broker to use is which gives you your money on time. Yep. So 50% partial stop loss at my entry. Thank you. Oh, nice. Beautiful. Beautiful. You used magic keys for that, man. It's pretty nice. I think GJ should continue moving bullish over here. We've broken the high on the 30-minute candle. But also, you know, the only thing which is bothering me, I'll tell you what's bothering me here. The only thing that's bothering me is this minor resistance here and the fact that the 1-hour candle broke the high in the first 4 minutes of this 1-hour candle opening. You know, and from what I've seen and learned is that if price is going to push in the first few minutes, sometimes it's going to come back down to create a much deeper lower wick. So that's something you'll have to keep in mind, you know. So that's something you'll have to keep in mind. Is your webinar on Saturday open to all? There's a link in the description. Man, people don't read. It's so... I don't think whose fault is that. I don't think it's my fault. Opinion on the strong resistance on a daily time frame. Yeah, it's very strong. So there's a high chance of rejecting. And as I said that, you know, like if I've seen that once price pushes in the first few minutes, there's a higher probability it may continue down the opposite way. So that's something you have to keep in mind, you know. So so if I'd be in this trade, if I would be in this trade and if my entries were over here, and if price came up over to this resistance here, and after this resistance, if it comes back down to my entry, I'll be closing 50% positions. You know, I'll be taking some portion out of the trade because now from profits and from rejecting this resistance, price is now coming down. So I don't want to hope that price goes back again. I want to react to that. So I'm going to close half or 40%, 60%, whatever, and then I'd let the rest run. That's how I would manage the trade. And I think people put a lot of emphasis on how much money you can make rather than how to really manage trades. Because if you can't manage trades, you can't keep your losses small, then you can't overall win, right? People don't read because many of them are trying to get things easy and without any effort. That's true. I don't see anything in the description about a webinar. Well, then you can't join the webinar. The prerequisite about joining a webinar is to actually finding it, right? Oh, someone pulled out with profits. Feels good. I think they went a lot of profits, and so we can see now it is coming down, you know, because it pushed up in the first 2-3 minutes of this candle. I don't think it's going to break past the resistance because of that candle. Yeah, I think so too. I think it's gonna have some issues there. You know what I was thinking? I was thinking if we can have a president in the gulag, you know, like a president or like a leader in the gulag. So at the end of the day, they can send us a report on which people need to be, like, you know, reported or removed, or they need some discipline and whatnot. You have a president or a prime minister in the gulag. Sometimes they would apologize on the bad antics of the gulag. Hey, we're sorry about the scammer. We're sorry about the troll.
We need some volunteers.
Yeah, get voting going on. Yeah, you know, like if we're really rejecting this area 135, 780, then it's just in this range here. GJ is then just in this range. And the only way you're going to have a bad day today is that if you are managing this trade, and after managing this trade, you start attacking this range as if it stole your lunch money. And if you attack a range, you will always lose 100% of the time. So you have to relax. Have to cool down, drink some water. How can I get into the gulag? You're already in it. We got unemployment claims coming in 20 minutes here today. In 20 minutes. I wonder how gold's going to act to that. I think gold should continue moving bearish if that happens, because you know they're expecting lower numbers. I think gold is continuing bearish here. Andre Hales caught the GJ buy at 135. Oh. Should I let it run? Well, it's up to you if you want to let it run or not. What you just said on GJ happens to me a lot of times and I lose because of that. So in a setup like this, where would you enter a buy? It's not about where entering a buy, it's just about realizing that if it's breaking the high, you know, in the first 5 minutes of the 30-minute or the 1-hour candle, then, you know, it's normally always comes down to do like a retracement, like a deeper retracement or whatnot. You know, so then like even if you're in buys, now you're looking at the 15-minute candles and you're really wanting them to keep on making higher highs and higher lows to continue moving bullish. You know, if a candle closes bearish, then maybe you'd want to maybe manage a trade and close some percentage off, you know, in essence to take some risk off. So that's pretty good. What's the salary to be this president? The president's salary is going to be the same president's salary that Trump takes. So if you can find out the salary of Trump as a president, that's what you're gonna get. On YouTube, I do thank her and is grateful. Oh man, these trolls are coming here. These bots. Is the 3-day course in London still going ahead? Yes. Yes, we're waiting for confirmations. Probably late August or early September. Because if you go to the UK now, you'll have to quarantine for 14 weeks, and I don't plan on staying there for 14 days. So I want that restriction to be gone first. So off topic, what do you think of a transgender woman in MMA that broke the skull of a female MMA fighter and he or she did not disclose he was really a male before? I think to that, I would say fake it till you make it, right? I mean, what can I say to that? What is Zoom link? Does anyone know? No, no one knows the Zoom link. Yeah, see right now, if you look at the 15-minute candle, 15-minute candle is about to close in 2 minutes as a bearish candle. So I think at this time you would want to maybe, like, if you're in a buy, maybe like secure. So every time I'm talking, I'm always talking about securing position, right? Securing positions, securing a loss, not don't make sure it's a full loss. All the time I'm thinking that. How do you tell there is a large volume in the market from a lower time frame? You can't. What I can tell there's less volume is because price is now trying to range over here. See? We're trying to range over here. We're ranging. You have resistance at 135,780. You have support at 135,640. We're just in a range now. We thought price was going to go up, but it went up in the first 4 or 5 minutes, and as expected, it came back down. Let's look at this chart. No trade range. Perfect. It's a no trade range now, man. It's getting pretty hard. Yeah, it's ranging now. Now it's in a range. Are you going to see a fight in London? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's going to be a fight or not because the contestants, they might complain about like a weight difference. I will accept the position of president in the gulag since the president's pay is 400,000 a year. Really? I think it was like $1. I think he was taking $1 a year.
It was 1 penny, I think.
1 penny. There we go. It was one
Yeah, I think
penny.
it was 1 penny.
Yeah, so he's donating more than a lot of his pay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna force you to donate the pay. That's what we're gonna do. I come here to learn the best free mentors ever. Hate when people interrupt to the people that interrupt. This is not for you. You don't understand the value. That's true. That is true. We're waiting 15 minutes for the unemployment news here today. 15 minutes. Let's take a look at this chart. So you're looking for a buy above this area, and yeah, I guess looking for a buy above this resistance would make much more sense now, because now since we're ranging, we have established a resistance at 135,780 and a support at 135,640. So you'd want price to break above this area. I think this break above may come at like NYC open, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Looking at another perspective, this is another chart sent by someone. Oh, Charlie Rich, waiting for sales below support. Yes, this is a strong support because this support was also respected as resistance in the London Open, so that'll be important. Man, they're really expecting less numbers here. 1.3 million. They're expecting 1.3 million. I think it's going to be lower. See, it was higher in the past couple of weeks. Second week of June, they were expecting 1.3. It was 1.5, then 1.4, 1.4. Now they're expecting 1.3. So we'll see what happens. If the number is lower than 1.3, so for people wondering like, what am I talking about? This is 1.3 million, 1,307,000, 75,000. Yeah, 1,375,000. That's what it is. How the U.S. unemployment claims will affect GBJPY? They will not affect it. I mean, if there's a huge difference, it may affect the underlying yen since the yen is close, so it's only going to move a little bit. It may spike up here and there, but it's not going to move a lot, So, but hey, anything can happen, so we'll have to wait and see. Could you change your TP line to green and your stop loss to red, please? But we're not in a trade yet, so we can't change anything. I'm amazed that you have spreads at 1.5 while I'm having 10 pip spreads. Well, Bibi Shafina Khan, I think you need to maybe change brokers or something like that.
What's the name again?
The sad thing is that The sad thing is that all hate for Trump will get him reelected. I think so too. I think Trump's going to come back. I mean, if Kanye runs for president and Elon Musk supports him at the same time, I think Kanye has a much bigger chance to becoming president. So we'll
I
have to
think
wait.
that's a joke.
It's a
Kinda.
joke. It's not real. He's not going to be selected. There's a deadline that he was supposed to go for, and he
Oh.
totally missed it. So this is all just a gimmick.
Well,
Yeah.
if we can close down the entire country because of small virus, then I think Kanye can beat the deadline and still run for president.
Well,
It's
yeah,
The
gonna,
but
deadline,
against
the deadline
the
has already passed.
yeah, I'm just
what's that?
joking. But even if he did, I think that would get his feet wet, you know? That would get his feet wet. But
Politics in the U.S. is jokes now. I can't even take it serious anymore.
yeah, but I thought that Kanye and Trump are friends.
Oh, they were until
Oh,
Kanye said that he doesn't support Trump anymore. Lo and behold,
oh
right?
shit. Oh yeah, probably that's why.
Yeah. But I mean, to me, this is all just a joke now. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Kanye can still compete if there's no competitor. You know, if Joe Biden steps out, then Kanye is gonna come back in because they need someone to stand against Trump.
That's not happening.
It can, man. Like rules are meant to be bended, and like look at how many
Sure.
times the U.S. has bent rules.
I mean, they've been bending rules since they've been founded, so I'm not surprised. Oh, bended.
Bended, yeah, bended, bent it,
Yeah, we bended it in the rules.
bended it. Let's talk seriously. I hate Trump, but I would prefer Trump president than Kanye. Kanye is rapper, not a politician. Yeah, Trump is a businessman and not a politician. But Trump can anything. Man, when Trump became president, I told myself, man, you can do anything you want when you sexy. That's what I said to myself. You can do.
I can't be bothered with you.
Yeah, VP will be Beyonce. Yeah, man. Wow, it's gonna be crazy. Is harmonics a good tool? Probably not. Yeah, we're just waiting right now for. I mean, now it's in the range. This is where your patience gets tested. You know, when price is ranging like this. Now it's in the range, but at the same time, we're making. This was a high over here. We made a higher low. We made a higher high. If someone looks at these things, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher high, higher low. Over here. So now we need to break past this to continue going up. Someone constantly sends Chinese in the chat, and I don't read Chinese, so I don't know. Chinese or Mandarin. I don't know if anyone noticed the strong daily resistance at a quarter point 135 740. Isn't the quarter point 750 instead of being 740? I think it's 750, the quarter point. Yeah. Yeah, when I read about those.
750.
Yeah, 750. My patience got tested so well that this week I only took one trade. Oh, nice. Oh, your patience. Oh, I thought you meant patience. Like you're a doctor. Ooh, gold is coming down. Gold is forming this bearish momentum to continue moving down. Man, if this news comes out positive, if we get like, let's say like 1.1 or like 1 million, 1.1 million, gold's gonna drop pretty hard. Yeah, I think it could drop.
I'm gonna put on Paquito and timeout.
What's your daily percentage goal? I did rounds 4%. 4%. Yeah, I did 4% overnight. I think Kanye for president is a stunt. Yes, I think so too. Oh, all right. Ooh, gold is coming down now here, man. So hard. 6 minutes left. GJ is also in a range now. GJ now, when this candle, 15-minute candle closed bearish here, right? So yeah, there were no buys now. So this is where in this range, you only take one trade. If this is your fourth trade in this range, then man, you're playing yourself. Trust me. Just don't, please don't take more than 3 trades. If you're taking more than 3 trades, it's going to be super bad. Oh, today we have 2,400 people here. 2,400 plus 170 here. Around like 2,600 people watching today. You're all about to get scammed here today. Welcome, welcome. All right, so we're waiting for the news here. Let's go. So basically, 1808 it was like a strong support level held, like around New York closed, then around Asian, and then around, after Asian open as well yesterday. And now this area is being respected as like a minor resistance to continue moving down. So we'll have to wait and see what happens here. We have 5 minutes left. Let's take a look on the 1 hour. 1 hour is bearish. 4 hours also bearish. Maybe there's going to be a retracement to maybe correct some of this move with this positive news coming in. Daily is also kind of like looking like a little bit of like a rejection coming in. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Maybe I want to take a buy stop. I'm talking myself into trades over here, and it's actually not a good thing. Maybe a buy stop above the high of the 30-minute candle on gold, and a sell stop below the low on the 30-minute candle on gold. Buy stop up over here, sell stop here. Yeah, it could make sense. Can we give some like button to this great goat? Oh, man, the only goat who has is Q Banks. He's really got the goat.
I've seen that.
Yeah, it
That's
was pretty
funny.
hilarious. I laughed so much. I'm like, oh man.
The actual goat.
Yeah, got the goat running around his compound.
That's funny.
Hey, sir, please tell, is it a good trade idea to trade 2 volatile pair with a small account like NASDAQ with $100 account? No. With a $100 account, if your idea is that you're going to trade a volatile pair and make lots of money, it's never going to happen. I mean, it can happen, don't get me wrong, but it's only, maybe it may happen maybe like 5% of the time, 4% of the time, something like that. But not all the time. You know what we should do? We should get the Gulag and we should start a Gulag fund. Yeah, we should start a Gulag fund where we put all that money in an algo and then give like monthly payouts.
I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. And have like a president in the Gulag chat who will have access to those things. So if he does run away, then we can find him and get him. How is someone named Francisco Javier typing in Chinese? Yeah, that's something I thought about too. All right, we got 2 minutes. We got 2 minutes left for this news. I'm really thinking about placing a buy stop above the 30-minute candle on gold, right here at like 1809.43, and a sell stop at like 1805.40. Let's take a look at the spread over here. The spreads are too much on gold, man. The spreads are like 4 pips, 3 pips. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. can't do it now. The spreads are too big. The spreads are way too big on gold. I mean, the 4 pip spread is this much. This is a 4 pip spread on gold right here. Um, so from 1806. Oh, yeah, it's somewhere over here. This is the 4 pip spread.
And as soon as the news are released, you're gonna get like 6 or 7 pips.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But even if the spread was lower, I still think buy stop above the high and a sell stop below the low would work 100%.
I'm looking for buy stops on US 30 above
Ooh.
26,100. This right there where
Oh,
of
man.
that bearish candle.
Yeah, if you can have a buy stop above the 4-hour candle,
Yes,
it's gonna be great.
because I'm expecting this news to come with good numbers.
Would you think of buying GJ if it closes above resistance? Yes. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, we got Mr. Ali here. Hello. Oh, no response. Okay. Yeah, I think a sell stop below the 30-minute low and a buy stop above the high would work. I still think it will continue moving down. Let's see here. Should be good news.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. Take what the market gives.
Right.
Oh, it's moving down. Oh, the numbers. Are they good? I know they're opening up economies. Should be a little better. Oh. Oh.
Tell me the numbers were good.
Oh, they were good?
No, just tell me the numbers were
I don't
good.
know.
Because I'm looking for US 30 buys.
Yeah, it's still refreshing. Yeah, GJ didn't move at all. It's just ranging now, GJ. Gold is moving down. They haven't, it's
The
not,
numbers was good.
All right.
oh, 131.
131.4. Perfect.
Nothing super good. I mean, if they were like, let's say if they were like 120 or 110, those would have been super good numbers.
Yeah, I keep putting Paquito on timeout. He keeps coming back.
If you want to see numbers quickly, use my FX book calendar. Yes. Ooh, someone said negative 698. I don't think so. I don't know where you saw negative 698. There's no number here that says negative 698. Yeah, GG is also ranging here.
I mean, if anything on GJ, I would like to see this for 15-minute candle closing above that previous resistance, the small resistance, and the next 15-minute candle, the last 15-minute prior the 4-hour close, is gonna make the push. If not, then I will say I'll be looking for some sort of resistance to be respected to drive price down.
Yeah.
Because then the 4 hours gonna live that week, but I'm not sure what's gonna happen with the next 4 hours. You may have a deep pullback and later on come back to retest the previous high, but as is right now, I will say this 15-minute candle should break that small resistance.
Yeah, I mean, it needs to come above this area to continue moving bullish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically that's what I want with this 15-minute candle.
Where are the trades today? There's no trades today. I haven't taken any trade in New York session. Why is USD weakening on good news? Well, maybe it's going to take some time for the news to get absorbed in the market. Probably that's why it's weakening.
Yeah, 9:30.
You know,
Likely.
and it wasn't a red folder news either. Sometimes, the market does things which you can't explain. And that's just how it is sometimes. Sometimes you just can't explain why the market is moving the way it's moving. It's just unexplainable. And that's the point where you decide that maybe this is not the best time to trade because you can't accurately read what the market is doing. Just like on GJ right now, it's under resistance, it's above support, the range is very small, there's basically no trade confirmation. So you look at it, you're like, man, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know what market is doing. It's very hard to read. But if you're looking at something over here in the Asian session later on over here where they got activated, when you're looking at this area here, once you're seeing the candles breaking the high, now you know what the market is doing. You're like, okay, market's probably going to go up to maybe fill this range and ultimately continue bullish because the higher time frames are bullish, right? But when it's over here, it's just like, yeah, it's very hard to read. And then at that point, you really have to make a conscious decision of saying, okay, you know what? I'm probably going to step aside today. When you first realize that you don't need to take a trade. Oh, when did you realize that you don't need to take a trade every day? Man, I used to look at Ted, right? And he would be winning. He would take like one or two trades and he would just win. And he would just come back the next day and he would win again, and then he'd show his like monthly whole statement. He would have like a bunch of trades, and I'd look at myself and I'd take like 5 trades, 6 trades, because I would think the more trades I take, the more opportunities I'm going to have to win. But psychologically, the more trades I took, the more losses I secured. And I was like, well, this clearly isn't working here. So then I said, okay, you know what, for a month I'll try taking 1 or 2 trades for a month. And to my surprise, the difference was amazing. So what I found, the difference was that when I was taking, so I looked at my month where I took less trades, my losses were way less than the losses I took in the previous month because I took less trades. And then I was like, okay, you know what, this makes sense. This makes perfect sense. I can't blow my account, Raja's forbid, because I'm using all the strategy taught here. Oh, nice. Over 1 million claims last week, and viruses increasing in the US, and good part of the early businesses that opened have been forced to close. Yeah, man, I don't know what the government is doing. They're really choking all the businesses. I mean, it's just so sad. So many businesses are literally being choked. Like when the malls reopen again, man, the malls are going to look way different. You're going to have so many stores that won't be open. So many familiar faces. I mean, stores won't be open at all. Homeboy is laying down. Yes. There's like dudes looking comfortable ASF. Yeah, I mean, GJ is ranging, So when GJ is ranging, you just relax. When GJ is ranging, when price is ranging, when there are no trades, you just chill. You lay down and you just relax and you wait for a trade to show up. So, it's a good thing to just take it easy when price is ranging.
Yeah. And gold is respecting 1800 on 05.
Yeah. Yeah, looks like gold's gonna start rejecting that area and continue up. See, This is a quality of the market. News was good, but gold is still moving up. How do you explain this? You can't explain this. What you can speculate is, oh, maybe it's just retracing for a move down later on with NYC open. You can just basically spectate, sorry, speculate. So if that doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen. Um, you could tell he has a runner free of risk when he's that relaxed. Yes.
What do these people come with these questions?
Yeah. Ooh, took a trade in the morning, 15 pips. Oh, very nice. Yeah, that's how I feel, most days on Fridays. Thursdays I'm very relaxed here because, I took a trade. I mean, I had a trade running overnight on GJ, and that was that was basically done. So I'm very relaxed on Thursday. Tomorrow I'm going to be even more relaxed because it's a Friday. Trying to get a guest on for Friday. Oh, what's this? Hear ye, critical area for Dow. Break up, down will dictate the new trend. Up recovery, down recession. Hear ye, hear ye. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for that chart. Any guests coming on the stream? Any guests coming on the stream? Let me know who you guys want. Except for Sean Lee because he's blocked me, so he's never gonna come. So we have to be realistic. I'll message them and I'll let them know today.
QBanks.
Okay.
You already been on the stream.
Yeah, he's already been on the stream. Trader Nick Piplard. Ooh, how about TY? Yeah, how about TY? Yeah, we'll get TY on the stream. I'm gonna message TY. I don't even know his Instagram. TY's Instagram.
Who is TY?
Some trader. He did a 10-hour live stream yesterday.
Jesus. I was
Yeah.
thinking $10 sign.
No, not Ty Dolla Sign.
Get
His
out.
name.
Get out. Get Brandon Carter.
All
Up
right.
is down, down is up.
TY. So was it Tyler? Was it Tyler Newman? Or championship ballin'? Oh, okay. Championship ballin'. Okay, let's get championship ballin' on the live stream tomorrow. Let's see what we got going on over here, right? Oh, how do you send him a message? Oh, you can't send him a message. Okay, perfect. Oof, gold is really moving bullish here now. All right. So just sent him a message. What I want everyone to do is to maybe comment on his picture to be as a guest for tomorrow. I think that way we can get him on as a guest for tomorrow. Championship ballin'. Guest on Wixstone live stream. He's pretty hilarious. I've seen some of his videos. Oh, gold is really flying over here. The gulag can get him. Man, what an opposite move here. See, the news was good. This is straight manipulation in the markets. The news was good, it's still flying, so there are underlying factors at play at this point. What is the fundamental reason for gold in the stock market going up at the same time? It's manipulation. Someone's lying. Stock market's going up, gold's heading up. GJ forming cells. I think GJ is going to form cells once we get a break and a close below 135, 640. I think that's when the cells are going to be formed. Break and close below 135, 640. I'll be right back.
You still holding GJ Mac?
Yeah, my bad. I was muted. No. I got stopped out.
Hmm.
I had buys at 660.
Mhm.
And just got stopped out.
I will,
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna,
just
I'm gonna,
ranging.
yeah.
I'm looking at the S&P right now, like it's about to break resistance, so I
Mhm.
might take a buy. But
Yeah, I should, because the way Dow Jones is looking, it should
yeah,
continue.
they move the same. So if I'm seeing like the Dow going up, I'll just look at the S&P, and if it's like at a good level, like 3180, past that level, that's good for buys. Like yesterday, when it
Mhm.
broke 3160, I
Mhm.
had buys up to 3174.
Okay.
So it's like 14 points. So I'm looking right now, which is moving. I think I'll probably get in a buy quick.
Mhm.
But I don't know if it's gonna retrace or go back in the range. But
Yeah.
I'd rather be safe, waiting for this
Mhm.
15 minutes to close and see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I closed above. I think it should be good. Now wait for a little retracement and get a small buy.
Yeah. I'm always aware of the last 10, 15 minutes of the 4-hour candles, because you always have some sort of reaction from that area. Basically, Dow, you know, is sitting right now there just at resistance of the previous 4 hour.
Right. Just that
So
resistance of the
yeah.
4 hour too.
Hmm.
So that's like very strong right now too.
Yeah.
And if it breaks, then we're off to the races.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree.
But I don't know if maybe we'll have to wait until 9:30. But I don't want to be kept in that little range. I mean, if I get in or buy right now, my stop will be very tight. So, and once 9:30 hits, stock market opens, and I'll probably get a nice push up. So let's see.
Okay. I'm about to get a stop out on GJ because I had a buy from this morning during
Oh yeah,
London. Yeah,
from London.
from London. Yeah. Basically, let me see.
Like around what 135 for
I mean,
500.
yeah. I mean, I saw this move to the downside as a fake out, as a retest to the previous resistance.
Right.
So I waited for the 15-minute candle to close bullish. So basically, my entry was somewhere here,
Mhm. Oh, okay.
and yeah, stop loss was big because my stop loss was just below this previous candle.
Mm,
Right.
gotcha. So
And
like
it
around here.
went all the way up. I was I was on my sleep.
I mean, like what could happen right now with GJ is just keep forming support. If we don't break below 640, and maybe get a rejection, continue ranging, take another candle around here, and then around 9:30 we will get a good push up to break above this area. Okay. and
Yeah.
retest the wick here.
Yeah, I want to hold my stop losses at break even right now.
Yeah,
But,
it should be good.
but I wanted to see this break of the previous resistance on the 15 minute, and it's not happening. So I'm just waiting for the next 4 hour opening.
And
So
also, I think Rakeel said we're at a daily resistance or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, man. What I can do is stack another position right here.
Oh, nice. The S&P is breaking up. Good.
I'm gonna, yeah, I just enter right now in another position, expecting this 15-minute candle to do the job that I need.
Oh, nice
Bottom
for buys.
Yeah,
on
Oh,
GJ.
nice.
Yeah.
on JJ right now. I mean, I'm already in
Wow,
profits.
look
but
at the S&P just moving.
Yeah, I mean, if you're expecting volume, it should come in like NYC open,
Mhm,
closer to that as we're moving towards 9 a.m.
mhm. Okay, I'm gonna close 50%.
I'm just gonna play it safe and wait until it breaks above that range
Mhm.
of 790. I don't want to be stuck in that range. I don't feel like a rangy day today.
Mhm. Well, JJ. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
What?
Are you okay, Raja?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Wow, it's 9 a.m. already. Seems like this time went by too fast.
Mhm.
She stay a little longer.
Oof, way too fast. Time went by way too fast, man. Was not ex
S&P was about
Go ahead, Raja.
Yeah, wasn't really expecting time to go by that fast.
Oh, that's because we have Mac in here. You know, it's always fun.
It's like I'm the team pet. I want to be now the president of the Gulag, managing funds.
How did you get your runner on GJ? My runner on GJ was around 135, 395, 135, somewhere over there. Once it got activated, I put stops at break even, and then I just went to bed.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
a nice entry.
didn't get didn't get touched at all. Can you do a live with a new trader so they can ask some struggling question rather than expert traders who is not on our levels? Well, we answer struggling questions every day, right? And the most struggling question, how do I send a chart? Or I mean, how do you measure ranges? Are we in a buy? Are we in a sell? What time is your shit about on Saturday? 8 a.m. Gulag, Gulag went hot. Gulag went, oh yeah, because he hasn't seen my message yet. I guess once he sees my message, and then we're gonna be good. The most struggling question is, how do you know when the candle closes? Yes, that's true. Those are one of the most important questions we get. Man, gold spreads are back to what they were, like 3 pips, 4 pips. Wow, so hard. Huge is now back in the range around 107,200 and 107,320. My struggling question is sometimes I wait for candles to flip in my direction. Sometimes when I wait for candles to flip in my direction, it goes the other way. Yeah, so that's true. Because you're waiting for candle to flip in your direction, but then it goes the other way. But if you take the entry, then you will go in a drawdown, right? Or I don't think that question was worded properly. If you're not in the US or Canada, just go for IC markets. Spreads during pre-NY and GG are like 0.4. Yes, that's true. Every time I increase my lot size, I lose a lot. I used to use 0.3, now I use 0.5. How do you increase your lot size during gradually? So when you increase your lot size, maybe what happens normally is when you increase your lot size and you take that first trade, most of the times the first trade with the increased lot size is going to be losing trade, right? And then you're going to say, oh man, the market is watching me, they're watching me, and this thing is coming down to hit me. So that's what happens. The first trade normally all the time with a new lot size is a losing trade. Now you can look at that as market knowing what you're doing, or you can look at that as, okay, you know what, maybe this was just a probability of it happening. You know, these are two ways to look at it, right? If you look at it that, okay, like this was a probability of it happening, then you're going to be okay with it. You're going to be like, okay, you know what, that's okay, it's okay, dust off my shoulders, going to come back the next time and execute the same lot size the next time. Because the worst thing you can do is trade with let's say a one lot, right? Let's say you increase your lot sizes from 0.5 to one lot. You take a trade on one lot and you hit stop loss at 10 pips. So now you've lost $100. And then the next trade you take is with a 0.5 lot. And on a 0.5 lot, if you win, let's say 15 pips, you've made $75, you know? So you've made more pips, but profit is low. So that's why you always stay at break even, or that's why you always stay in a minor loss all the time or a minor profit all the time at the end of the week, because you're changing lot sizes. You can't change lot sizes, man. You got to keep the lot sizes the same at all times. You know, because if that win was on a one lot of a 15 pip, then you would have been in a $50 profit. You know, so you got to keep lot sizes the same. Understanding your risk, and that's pretty much how much you're willing to lose per trade that would determine your lot. Yeah, that's true. Yasin Abdi said it beautifully. That always know how much you're willing to lose all the time. Can you message Trump to tweet so we can get some volume? Yeah, it's gonna come in like 20 minutes, 15-20 minutes. So when do I need to change my lot size? I mean, that's like asking me, hey, how often should I change my pants? I mean, I don't know. If you have 2 pair of pants, maybe you change them every 4 days. But if you have 4 pair of pants, you change them every day. So it depends on a lot of variables there. Like, do you have clean running water so you can wash them, or do you use those pods, or do you use detergent liquid one? So it depends. I love that mini breakdown on your story and how to manage high volume positions and close with a small loss. Oh yes. Wait. What was that breakdown? How to manage high volume positions. I don't remember posting that. Was it a post on my page?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I don't
Maybe
know.
a trade with 10 lot, maybe.
The Asian session story.
Yeah, maybe that's yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man, that 10 lot had a 10 lot open. I closed in a loss of like $100.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
In a 10 lot, oh my lord, I've been closing with maybe 700.
Just partials, closed like a
Yeah.
partial, and then it was just The rest was a small position, so it didn't really matter much. If I spill something, can I change my pants earlier? Then yes, you can. Completely new to trading, learning daily, and found your stream via a friend. Watching your streams, expanding my knowledge. Yeah, I think while you watch the streams and your knowledge is expanded, it should also start expanding your confidence in executing trades. And not I don't mean by like executing trades like all the time back to back, but like really focusing on like one or two entries, that's it. One or two shots at the market. Imagine you have like you went to war every day, right? You went to war every day with a sniper or whatever gun you like, and you were given 2 bullets to shoot every day. That's it. You only had 2 bullets to shoot. That's where the focus comes from. That you only have 2 bullets to shoot, and you want to make them worth it.
Dope explanation, Raja.
Thank you, thank you.
Good morning, Ninad.
Hey, Ninat.
How are you,
Morning,
my
morning,
friend?
Eris.
How are you, my friend? All right. GJ closing 30-minute bullish inside the range. It has some break resistance.
4 are also closing bullish.
Let's go for a wick fill.
Yeah, maybe need a break above like 135, 760, 770. I have that problem always changing lot sizes, end up putting smaller ones on winners and bigger ones on losers. Yeah, you need to keep the same lot sizes. I originally came to this stream to find quick signals from you. But over the past few weeks, I've sat and listened to everything you talk about, and this week I'm now 30% gain with 100% win rate. That's amazing, man. I think that's a success story from the Gulag. I mean, I would say that's a success story from the Gulag that you came for signals, but now you're self-sufficient. That's amazing. Why are you like Fiji water and other people ain't? Um, I don't know. I've never had Fiji water. So you see this 1 hour candle? This 1 hour candle is going up in the first minute of opening. So it's kind of like how the previous 1 hour candle went. If you remember the previous 1 hour candle at NY Open, it went up in the first 4 minutes, and people thought it was going to break, but then I was like, no, man, it can continue down. It did come down. Same thing happened over here. So you have to wait. You have to wait. Wait for resistance to break. Raj, I'm telling you my success story when we were incline benching 70 pips each dumbbell. Yes. What's a good lot for 2000 account? Can I do like a 0.3 with 20 pip risk? Yes, you can do that, but you will lose $60, right? Now ask yourself, am I willing to lose $60? Man, Stefanos's room looks like a hotel room. That's what it looks like, right? It looks like a hotel. Looks like he's got the bed right across from the TV, and there's a washroom or a closet over there, and he's getting ready for a sales call or something. Stefanos is a busy guy, man. He's always busy. Only thing Raja does better than trading is sarcasm, and it's better because people don't get it. Yeah, yeah, sometimes. How do I join? I don't know. What do you do when you start to fatigue from trading with negative results? The only way you will start fatiguing in trading from negative results is if you're overtrading. That's it. Because your mind starts to get tired of trading and analyzing and trading again and analyzing again. That's what happens. Your mind just gets tired, man. Like you take a trade, you lose a trade, you analyze another trade, you take another trade. You lose a trade, you analyze another trade, you take a trade. You win a trade. Now you analyze a third trade or fourth trade and you lose a trade. And now you're just getting tired. And now you look at the time, you spent like 4 hours on the charts, and now you want to take a fifth trade and then a sixth trade, and you get exhausted. And like once you get exhausted, man, then you start going into the circle of like over risking and over trading, and then you blow your account. And when you blow your account, you blame it on people. You blame it on your mentor, you blame it on the course you paid for, you blame it on like all these other factors, but the main blame is on you. That's the main blame is. The main blame is all on you because you're the one who overtraded. You're the one who over risked. And every day, I mean, if you've been coming here to the stream for the past month and you're still over trading and over risking, man, you need to quit trading. Trading is not for you. You need to stop wasting your fucking time and money, honestly. Because the more you overtrade, the more you over risk, the more you're gonna blame people around you. You're gonna blame the course you paid for. You're gonna blame the mentor. You're gonna blame all these people. But the main problem is in you, not the people around you. So, it's not a golden nugget. It's like just like don't overtrade. You overtrade, you lose. You over risk, you lose. You don't overtrade, you don't lose. That's it. And that's how people start trolling because they can't control themselves, so they hate when other people can't control themselves, and as a result, they get profitable trades. So it's like every new year, you guys start a new year resolution. In 2019, you had a new year resolution and we're not going to overtrade. And 2020, same thing, new year resolution. No one's following that. My new year resolution in 2020 was to try to let full positions run as runners, and that's what I started to do in March. And March was a really good month for me. Have you seen that video of the phone general talking about the new laws? Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that. If you're taking losing trades, I'll tell you this right now. If you're on a losing streak, talk to somebody. Talk to somebody. If you have someone to talk to someone, tell them about it. Like if you keep those things bottled in, man, you're going to lose all the time. You're going to lose all the time. If you don't talk to somebody, you're going to keep on losing. It's just, I think it's so sad, and it's depressing when you don't talk to someone. You don't tell someone about it. Someone has their phone on mute, so I'm going to mute you. Okay, right there. Yeah, if you're on a losing streak, just go talk to somebody. And yeah, maybe there's something you're missing. Maybe the problem is just over trading. Maybe you can afford to trade a bigger account, but you're not trading a bigger account. That's why someone overtrade as well. Because like if I was to trade a $100 account, I would 100% overtrade on that account. Because to me, $100 would be like whatever, But if I trade like a bigger account, let's say like a $20,000, $50,000 account, I'm not going to overtrade on that account because I'll be like, okay, you know what? This is 20 grand. It's 50 grand. Got to stay disciplined. What lot size can I use on a $200 account just starting out? I think you need to identify how much you can lose and then use the mathematics and then calculate the lot size. My first losing day of the week. Blew all my profits because I took TP always too early. My week felt great and I was confident. Now I think I just trade like shit. Yeah, I think you have to see why you blew all the profits. Was it over trading? Was it over risking? Whenever I'm trying to take a trade, I always have in my mind how much am I willing to lose? How much will I lose on this trade? Am I going to blow all my profits? And that's something very important. And those skills are those I would say like subconscious skills. They're built when you're young, when your account is young, when you're managing like a smaller account. That's where they are built, and that lays the foundation to then be successful later on. I checked approximately 20 lives and you made almost no profit. The trades you win are always off lives. I'm not talking trash, just wondering. Well, yesterday's live we made profit. The one before that it was a break even. I think last week we had some profitable lives too. The last week of June was a little rocky week. I had trades after that, but the first week of June was all live. I mean, I don't know how much else can we do? So, I mean, Mark, if you went through all the 30 lives, I think what you need to do is you need to record all those lives and create like a montage and then send them to everybody to see that if that really happened, right? Because 100% sure it happened, you know. And like being on the live stream is not about, following signals or knowing if someone's profitable or not. The first step is like it's about learning. It's about what are you learning from it. If you're not learning anything from here, then like you can just leave the live stream if you think you're not learning anything. Because taking trades and man, here's the thing. When people count someone's pockets, that tells you a lot about the insecurities they're going for themselves. So GJ is still in this range over here. We're still stuck. Still stuck over here. Gold is
Yeah. Raja, if you had a runner, where do you place your stop loss? Just below that resistance, that support?
on what? GJ?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have it at like 135, 620.
620. Okay.
Yeah, 135,
Yeah.
620.
I got it at 600, but my entry was this morning during London. So basically, I'm just 20 pips in profits.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. This is the start of the new 4-hour candle too, and yeah, we're just ranging here. There's no trade so far here. In terms of price action, how different was GJ before and after quarantine? I think it's the same. You've had some very nice volume days, and those volume days have only come from optimism in the vaccines. So that's pretty good. Um, yeah. Oh, looks like everyone's going off on Mark. Yeah, Mark's been trading for 7 years and he still shows up here. I really appreciate that. Awesome. Maybe someday you can jump on the mic and teach us something, right? We can probably do that. Probably the most important thing I've learned is to say, okay, I'm done for the day and walk away and feel good about it. Yeah, that's true. Because there have been a lot of times when I would win a trade and then I would still stay on the market and I won't call it a day and then lose my profits. So ever since I started to do that just like walk away after taking profits, things been great. Things been awesome. Because then there's no stress. You did what you had to do for the day and that's it. Are you gonna have like a meet and greet one day with traders in Toronto? Yeah. Once this quarantine is kind of like died down and we can have a group of like 20 plus people in one spot, we're gonna do that. We did that like around like a year ago. We did that here. A year ago we did that. The year before that we had another meetup. I think that was it was downtown. Was it at Jack Astor's? I think that was at Jack Astor's. We had like around 40 people showed up. Thoughts on algo trading? I think algo trading works if you're really managing the algo, because the algos, they can't adapt to fundamental changes. We've seen a lot of examples of algos running, right? Like most algos, they're programmed to do like martingale strategies, and martingale doesn't work when fundamentals take over, because martingale is basically like it's going to keep adding risk as price moves. Like let's say if they're looking for sells at every like important price level, the algo is going to add like a sell. Price moves up, add more sell, more sell, more sell. So as price keeps moving up, they increase the volume of the sells. But when it's a fundamental move, then the algo doesn't know how to adapt to that, because it's gonna keep on adding cells. Are you in London? Can you do a pub meeting? Yes, we will do a pub meeting when I'm in London too. Probably going to be in London by like the end of August, first week of September. Um, there are a lot of people who want to meet me, and some people want to, punch my face in. Perfect. You're all welcome. So I think it's going to be a good time. Never underestimate the other traders that are profitable. Come to anyone's live stream. It's a sense of having the same interest that you have to pay a visit. That's true. That is absolutely true. We have people here from all backgrounds. What's the time right now? 9:15. 9:15. Are we going to get a volume push at NYC Open, or will we wait for closer to London close? We'll have to wait.
Close.
London close?
Yeah, I will say London close. This range is messy. I don't like it. I was expecting a break that resistance last 15 minutes of the 4 hour, or the first 15 minutes of the first 4 hour, which is the one is gonna end at 1 p.m. But it's not happening. I'm gonna let my stop loss almost a break even. Let's see.
Yeah. Like if this the previous 30-minute closed bullish, and I mean, we just need to clear this area like 755, 780. Once we clear that, then we're off. Are you planning to come to Italy for boot camp someday? Someday. Do you smoke every day? Find it helpful? No, I don't smoke. I don't smoke when I trade. When I'm trading, I don't smoke at all. There are people talking about, if I'm really winning trades or losing trades. Man, listen, you guys need to focus on yourself. You guys need to focus on how you're gonna find winning trades. That's what you're gonna do. That's what you should focus on. Like I have people with microscopes, looking at everything. Some people do. Man, you need to focus on how you are going to do things better. Man, trust me. Some of you guys are in your 20s right now, and you think you're doing everyone justice by trying to expose people, trying to do this. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You have to focus on how you are going to make your situation better. Trust me, you're just wasting your time. I have around like 70,000 followers. That's a lot of followers. 70,000 followers over the course of 4 years. There's a reason why it's increasing every day. There's a reason why the YouTube viewership is increasing every day. We started from 20 viewers live, and now we're at like 2,400. On NFP it touches 3,000. 4,000 people come and go. It's just increasing. So instead of wasting your 20s on someone who doesn't even care about you, I think you should start focusing on yourself. You should start focusing on how you're going to thank yourself in your 30s. Because, man, trust me, when you walk into your 30s, all this trolling and trying to expose people, you forget about that. Because now life gets real. Life gets real when you come into your 30s, and then you start remembering all the dumb shit you did in your 20s. Like right now, all this is cool. You're trying to impress people by your investigation skills and all that, but it's basically not gonna help you at all, and you're not gonna expose anything. It is what it is, man. You care about me, yes. Tuglish 88, I care about you. How old are you? I'm 33. I'm 33. I just bought a house. I have two cars. They're both paid off cash. I mean, because I just put my head down and focus on myself. I focus on how to scam people here every day in the morning, and things work out for the better. I had a student loan. I don't have a student loan anymore. No, I'm still paying payments on student loans. I think it's like 4,000 left. I'll leave it there for credit. Okay, the 30 minutes breaking the previous 30-minute high over here. I think, Kervin, you're right. We might get a push at NYC Open. The volume is going to come in at NYC Open here.
Let's see, man.
Yep. I have $500. How much at least my lot size can I make? 5 lot. Yeah, I think you need at least 8,000, 9,000 to safely use a 5 lot. Even that's going to be a little risky, but yeah. If you see GJ right now, GJ is not trying to push up. 15 minutes also pushing up. Yeah, I think it's going to break this with NYC Open. We got 10 minutes left. Even like a buy stop at like 135, 800. I know some people are in buys over here on this candle. Since it broke the high over here, it should continue moving to 135, 900. Any
Yeah, it's
books are?
looking good.
Yeah, it's looking good right now. Any books or videos you recommend about mastering emotions with trading? No. I recommend actions when you're trying to master emotions with trading. And the actions are action of like calling it a day, action of like just saying, okay, you know what, I'm done for the day. I'm gonna walk away. If you take a loss, what are you gonna do when you take a loss? Those things. How do you manage impulse entry stop losses? I feel like sometimes the previous low is too far away. Well, if it's too far away, then you might want to reduce your risk, or you might want to, maybe not take that trade if it's too far away. Do you decide that you'll place stop losses below current candle low? Yeah, sometimes, like let's say if this candle is breaking, this candle is breaking the high of the previous candle, then I may want to have a stop loss below the current candle. The only reason is because this is now the second 15-minute candle of this 30-minute candle. So if it's going to continue up, then it should not come down to break the low, and it should continue making a high. But if I'm going to enter on the break of the high of this candle and have a stop loss below this previous candle, then that stop is going to be pretty big, right? So that to me would be like, yeah, I don't know. I thought NYC opens at 1 p.m. Yes, NYC opens at 8 a.m. Like an hour and 20 minutes ago it opened, and we have the NYSE opening, New York Stock Exchange, the equities market. You're risking 6% on an $8,000 account on a 5 lot. Why would you say trade a 5 lot on 8,000 account if it's 6%? Yes, Joseph, I also said it's still risky because it's 6%. What is the highest lot size you would use on a $500 account? The highest I would use like 0.1. Did you know I thought the same banks does in 10 minutes time? Anybody? Oh, I don't know what that means. Just banked $900 in GPCAD using what I've learned here. Oh, nice. I just ordered Magic Keys with the profits. Beautiful. Beautiful. The scam is working. Let people learn so they can win trades and then they can buy Magic Keys. Beautiful. Consistent learning, man. Like, I mean, I'm a big fan of like always learning. Like, I'm always learning here all the time. I'm always talking to people. I'm always asking their opinions. I'm always asking for their, like, like when I first started doing boot camps, I actually reached out to Q Banks. I'm like, hey man, like, like I started asking about like venues and things like that, what things to look out for, you know. So when you don't know something, it's always good to ask people for help. Can you show your possible setup in GJ breaks the resistance? Yeah, right over here. This candle's about to close, and as it's closing bullish, there's a very high chance the next candle is going to continue bullish as well, up to 135,900. They win, they are happy, and when they lose everything. Yes, that's true. That's true. So that's why, since the past month now, I've been really, really, really focusing on telling people that how to close with a minor loss, how to make losses small, so that no one loses a lot. Together here in the Gulag, we are not going to lose accounts. We will lose a portion of the accounts. We're not going to lose the entire accounts. We are smart Gulaggers now. Winning a trade means nothing. I can go to casino. Yeah, okay. When I turn 20 years, I want to be. You think GU is on the same tip? I think GU is also on the same trip here. I think US30 is also on the same trip. It just did a retest here to continue moving bullish. So I think we can get that. I think when you depend on trading for a living, you become more aware of your trades. That's true. When you have a job and a steady income, you can like keep taking reckless trades because you keep making deposits. But when you chase the withdrawal, you will be more intelligent with your trades. At least that's what I believe. That's absolutely true. That's 100% true. Like when you have a job and you have good income coming in, you start over trading a little bit because you can just replace those losses with the income you're already making. So yeah, it's a very vicious cycle over there. It's really important to really chase withdrawals. Do you think it's possible this candle is a fake out, will continue moving in consolidation? Yeah, it's possible. It's possible that after this bullish candle close, we may see candle coming back in the range. It's very possible, but so far it's going up. So now here's the thing. If you start thinking about that this move will be a fake out, now you can't enter a trade because now you're talking yourself out of a trade, right? So you can't do that. Do you take boxing classes? No, but I have some friends who box, and sometimes I do spar with them. Do like the 1-2 1-2, 1-2 1-2. Raja, I tried to minimize losses, but with this mindset, I lost many pips just because I closed earlier to minimize losses. See, that's the problem. You closed earlier to minimize losses. You didn't close partial positions, right? When you're closing early, the meaning of closing early is letting a partial run. So yeah, new to this channel, great stuff, perhaps dumb question, but wondering if you confirm breakout based on the close above prior body or wick. It's above the prior wick. So we got 3 minutes left here. Candles closing above 135, 780. We have a good opportunity.
Yeah, I should continue moving. Let's go, GG. Come on.
How can you close a partial position when you only have 0.01? Yeah, then you can't. I think you can get micro accounts, right? What's your height? Oh, I'm 6'1". And most of my friends are the same height as me or taller. Any strategies to compound small account? Yeah, wanna compound small account strategies? Just make a trading plan. Write down the pair you're going to trade, the time you're going to trade, the risk you're going to use, and do that for the first month. Take 1 or 2 trades for the first month and really see if you're really profitable or not. If you're profitable for the first month, increase, let's say you're profitable, let's say by 15%, increase the lot size by 15%, and then do that for the next month. And then if you're profitable that same month, the second month, by a certain percentage, increase the lot size by that percentage, and then you're going to slowly walk into the world of compounding. How should I trade on a demo? Just open up the account. I'm from Pakistan. I have around $1,000. It's beautiful. Why am I stagnating? I use same lot size, but my growth is very slow. I win and lose trades. Give me hope. Well, the hope is here, man. The hope is right here in front of you. The hope is right here. You take 1 or 2 trades a day. You focus on one bias, just like, we're coming close to NYC Open and we're seeing a move up over here. Yeah, pretty good.
Let's go, GJ. Come on.
Come on, GJ.
Keep pushing. I know you can do it. Come on.
Yeah.
Let me get.
Yeah, stayed for the gulag here today.
All right. GG's on the move. Keep pushing, baby. Keep pushing. I know you can do it. Don't be shy. Come on. Let me get that 135, 900. Let me get that. Yeah, you can do it. It's only 1 minute. It's only 1 minute more. Come on.
Yeah, I think it's going to get there.
Yeah.
Is that wick fill there too?
Yeah. 4-hour wick fill.
All right, this is the start of the new candle over here. This is the start of the NYSE Open right here. I think if you're still in these trades here, I think it'll be wise to maybe put stops at break even. Like if your positions are under 135,780, put stops at break even, secure some positions, and now let this run towards 135,900. How do you let a portion run? Kind of new here. You close some of your position and then you let the other one run. How do you know when to enter this situation? Well, since you've missed this trade, what you want to do is you want to go back and see how could you have entered the position. Maybe entering the position once this candle broke the previous candle's high and anticipating the NYC Open to continue price bullish would have been a good idea, right? So that would have been an impulse entry with stops being below this candle. That's something we were talking about earlier on too. So, sometimes you won't get perfect entries, but sometimes you will get opportunities to learn how to take impulse entries. If I already cut the losses partial, and what should I do when the runner position is in profit? Maybe should I cut half or close all position in profit? That's up to you. That's up to you. Like if you close the partial position and right now if you close you're going to be at break even, that's your call. Whether you want to close it at break even or you want to put the position at if you want to put stop loss at break even and let the whole thing run, maybe it may run up to 135,900 and you make some sort of little profits. I missed the move. Should wait for a retest at support for entry. Yes. Better idea would be to wait for a support to form around, like this area, 135,780 to continue up. Did you take any trades? Nope. No trades. All right.
Damn, that's nice.
Ah, that's nice. All right, gotta put a nice emoticon over here. Nice emoji. Let's put a let's put a let's put a bicep emoji. And let's put a fist bump emoji. There we go. Perfect. What is this guy saying here, Jeevan?
You need to create a 6ix9ine emoji.
Yeah. Ooh, looks like we're coming down over here. See now, this is where you start. This is where you start looking at the trades from a like a risk assessment, right? Now, since it's coming down to this area, 135,780, now you're looking to see that okay, what will happen if this candle closes below 135,780? If it closes below 135,780, then there's a very high chance we're going to continue down, and this move up would be a fake out. But if we reject this area, just like we rejected over here, then we're going to continue up to 135,900. Hey, I was just wondering, how did you handle your IG with a lot of questions every day in your DM? I spend 40 minutes in the evening to answer all the DMs, basically. Yeah, so spend like 40 minutes in the evening to answer all the DMs. Oh wow, US 30 made a little somersault over here. But most of the time, I'm not answering by replying. I'm just answering by. So this is what I'm going to do. Is if I say I'm going to open this one. Once again, back at it, scamming, best scam ever. Yes, sir. So I just like it. I'm like, oh yeah, perfect. You know. Moving out to parents' house this week. Oh yes. Yes. What's the story? Oh yeah, this story was when accidentally this person here he posted a 0.5 lot. Because if you look at the stories now, he doesn't show the amount, he only shows the pips. Hilarious. Oh. Yeah, so this is how I answer just this, like this. Because you know I get so many messages, it gets really hard. Ooh, wow, look at that. We're coming down now. Yeah, now the buys are gone.
Yeah, man.
Any specific reason why you're not entering? Yes, I already had a winning trade throughout the night. Yeah, ooh, fake out. Honestly, guys, if you took 3 trades and you're losing, I'd say just call it a day. Call it a day, come back tomorrow. No need to, what's the word? Solve the market. You can't solve the market. Wow, look at that. Even broke the 15-minute low over here. About to break the 30-minute low. Damn. GJ breaking zones and breaking hearts.
Yeah, man.
Wow, look at that 5-minute go, man. Ooh, 30-minute low has been broken. Mayday, mayday, mayday. Man, if you're in buys, the red lights and red signs are going on in your head right now. Mayday. How did you handle the emotion when you started to call it a day and then price run in your direction? I just learned to just come back the next day. That's it. Come back the next day. It's like overtrading. Overtrading is like trying to argue with a completely stupid person. That's what overtrading is. Because when you're arguing with someone who's really dumb, You're getting frustrating because the person isn't understanding your point of view, and it gets really frustrating, right? It gets so frustrating you want to punch the person. That's what overtrading is like. You take a trade, you lose a trade, you want to take another trade, you lose a trade. You try to justify that by taking another trade, and then you lose a trade, and then you take another trade, and you're just stuck in that argument. You're stuck in that argument with the market of buys and sells and losses and all these emotions running up and down. It's the same thing when you talk to a wall, or when you talk to someone who's like a wall, who just doesn't know your, perspective. I think that's the best way to put it. Raja, examples are nonsense but are funny. No, man, they're pretty good examples. What do you mean? Maybe someone hasn't given you so relatable examples in your life, so you think that they're nonsense. So the tips is just to not care what's happening after you decide to stop trade. Yes, man, trust me, after I'm done from the stream, I don't look at the charts at all. I don't look at the charts at all. I don't care where price is, where it's gone. Like yesterday, gold tapped 1818. I didn't even care if gold tapped 1818. All I cared about was what can I do tomorrow, as if, today.
God damn it. I was about to tell you to go to the US 30 chart. You see how price reacted to the 2600, 26,100,
Yeah.
and that 4-hour resistance held very well.
Ooh, looks like we can continue down here. How banks can avoid the repeat of 2008 foreclosure crisis. Whenever these articles are written, I always think to myself, don't the banks know this? Right? Like, whoever wrote this article, Michael, don't banks already know all this information? But it's good for us. Ooh, banks didn't even verify the closures were actually legitimate. This is what B lenders do, B lenders give out risky mortgages to people who hardly qualify. So that's a risk they're taking. So that's what happened in 2008. That was being done openly. They were given extremely risky mortgages on high interest rates. Because when you're an immigrant, you come to a new country, the first thing you think about is, oh, I want to buy a house for my family. And then that's it. So you want to buy a house, someone says, okay, you can buy a house. This is what the cost is going to be. You're like, all right, perfect. Here you go. Does it ever bother you when you close a trade and claim a loss, then price moves in your direction? How do you learn to manage that? Experience, just by experience. This has happened a lot of times. Monday it happened. Monday I had a buy on GJ, and it was a loss. That day was a whole loss for me, and I don't know why people say it wasn't a loss, but that was a loss for me. And then price moved my way, and then I was like, oh, okay, we'll come back the next day. And then the next day was a win. I think it was somewhere over here. I recorded it. It was right here. This one. Anticipated buys if the candle closed bullish. Entry was taken here above resistance, but then it got stopped out. So this was recorded in my July. If I go over here.
This is my live account on Mandish FX MetaTrader 5. Now, a lot of jealous, dumbass people say that this is MT4 and can be manipulated and this and that. And
I think it was.
But basically, took no trades today because Friday and bank holiday.
Oh yeah, this is Friday, but it was on Monday. My laptop is it's closed right now. It's not even open. What do you think of the flat Earth? I think man never went to the moon. If they did, we would have been colonizing the moon by now. We didn't go to the moon. And since we didn't go to the moon, The only pictures we have are from the top, from the satellites. You know, and since we have pictures from the satellites, I think those can be manipulated. So I think it could be very well be flat. Yeah, very well be flat. If not flat, but like a concave, you know, because you got the water body there. And if you look at like a concave lens, it looks like it's a complete globe, but it's not. You know, so 3/4 of the world is all water, so it gives that concave illusion.
Like the illusion GJ is given to go to downtown, and it's gonna fly all the way up.
Yeah, exactly. Look at this. Concave illusion. Flat Earth concave illusion. Yeah, it's like this. It's like this. It gives that concave illusion.
Jesus.
Oh my lord!
Yeah, just like this
You
right here.
You just made my day, brother.
See
Oh,
that?
man.
The sun
Yeah.
revolves something, so it comes up over here,
And
makes
then come
it.
back.
No, and then it kind of like goes like this.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, which is
Okay.
why over here you always have daytime, the South Pole and the North Pole up over there. Yeah, so sun does a fake out.
Oh my god.
Makes sense, right? Right? Makes sense? See, this guy's
To
laughing
you,
too.
maybe.
Wow, man. To you, maybe. Wow. Fucking changing your whole world over here, and you're like laughing, man.
Oh man, your elementary professor is dying right now. Oh my.
No, it's just like, you want to get problem, I didn't see it.
Do you think it's good to have two brokers? Yeah, sure. Um, oh, look at this. This thing is coming down, man. Damn.
I just can't help but laugh. I was like, control Raj. I can't control that guy. I don't know why people always say that. Have you ever noticed that? People message you and be like, tell your guys to stop it. It's like, they're adults. They can sort of do whatever they want. I'm not a representation of what they do.
Yeah, there's no police over here. What do you mean?
Oh my god.
Can that fake out confirm sells under 135,620? 135,620. Yes. Yes, it can. That fake out, if this candle closes inside, then there's a very high chance we're going to break 135,620 and continue moving down. That's true. All right, I'm going to head off here, guys. I'm going to go have breakfast.
Alright, bro. Have a good day.
Yeah, have a good day, everybody.
Okay, patron. Take care.
Yeah, take care, take care. I got a message that omelets are ready.
Oh wow.
Yes. It's omelet day today. Omelette du fromage. You watch Dexter? Ooh, look at that. It's gonna break.
Holy moly. God damn.
It's gonna break 620.
GA is breaking hearts right now.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna go off. Take care.
Okay.